What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV and welcome back to the final match day live of the season. Yes, it's Arsenal versus Wolves, 4:30 kickoff. Loads of games happening all at once. 4:30, everyone's playing in the Premier League today, but we're focusing on Arsenal versus Wolves at the Emirates Stadium. And I've got a nice esteemed panel with me. Starting with Nick to my right. Give me a little round of applause. Well done, man.
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yeah. Are you enjoying? Because the sun, listen, I want to ask everyone this. The sun's out. I'm on enjoyment right now. Are you on the same thing? Are you
100%, man. I'm just here for vibes, here to have a good time. Do you know what I'm saying? Why is that funny? Why are you not feeling my vibes?
They don't know he's here yet. They don't know he's here yet. He's here to ruin the vibe.
Yeah, certain man are just not good vibes, innit? You know what I mean? We're good vibes on this side.
Good vibes this side. And let's just check if we are good vibes that side. Got Gooner in the building. Yeah, Mr. Cecil, Mr. Big Belly Giants. Come on. Oh, she's trying to buck up the studio already.
Yeah.
BFG's in the building.
There you go. Come on.
Yeah, you on good vibes? What's going on? Everything, the sun's out. Yes,
the good vibes stops here. Any tick past this? You know what we do. You know what we do here. Yeah, I'm happy, man. Listen, I always say London, when it's sunny, undefeated, man. Undefeated. So
facts.
After today, I ain't got to argue with James about anything to do with football for another 3 months or 2 months. So yeah, life's good.
Nice.
Even though I love James to bits, but yeah.
Well, you might be arguing with Laurie today, and that's bring him in. Laurie Lyle with us in the building. Mr. Semi-okay vibes.
Mr. Lawrence, okay.
Hey, listen, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, you've been enjoying us.
I'm in a good mood.
You looking forward to today's game?
Listen, first I want to big up Luton Town, man, for their return to the Premier League. I watched the game yesterday, and I'm very happy for the guys. I've got friends and family there. I used to live there back in the day.
Right.
And yeah, man, it's great for the town. I spoke to my son today. He lives in Luton. And he said it's rocking down there right now, man. And he's saying, bring on Arsenal to the Kenny.
Bro, okay. Do you think you're going to be travelling there next season for the away games?
I'm going to try and catch a couple of games, yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Hopefully the Arsenal-Luton game, or Luton-Arsenal if I can get a ticket. But seriously, from what they've done, from where they come from,
huge
non-league football to Premier League status in the space of, 9 years?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, and what they've done, man, deserves a lot of credit.
So big them up.
Yeah, you know what?
Big achievement.
I would agree with that. I want to big them up because I'm happy that they're going to give us 6 points next season.
Hey. No, but that's another matter. Yeah. They're probably going to come straight back down.
Oh yeah, they're
it's a great story, and like I said, I used to live there. I've got friends there. I've got some family members there. And listen, Luton gets a lot of stick. It's not the nicest place in Britain by a long way, but having said that, it's by no means the worst. So I'm happy, man. It's good.
Did they get back-to-back promotion? Am I going crazy? They've come up quite quickly from...
No, it wasn't back-to-back.
Was it back-to-back?
No,
okay,
but they've come through the divisions.
Quite well, yeah. Okay, big up them. And listen, it is a massive achievement, like you said. But big up Luton Town. But we're here for the Arsenal. And I want to start with today, just briefly before we get into something else, just quickly, the new kit, people. I know they spoke about it in the starting 11. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I just want to have a quick, brief conversation before we get in to some other stuff. But the new kit, the home kit, is out now. I'm a big fan of it. I can't lie. I'm a man that likes gold. I like shiny things. People are gonna have a laugh at it. Look, it's gonna like shiny things. But I like gold. I understand it's, after 20 years of the Invincibles, I get why they've done it. And I really, really like it. The away kit. Not a fan of it. If you haven't seen it, you can Google it. I'm sure there'll be photos out there. It's like a luminous yellow. It looks like a steward kit. It's got waves. It's awful. And then the third kit is the green and navy kit. So just thoughts. Listen, we can just get in starting there. Nick, your thoughts. Let's start with the home kit. Because that's
when I saw the picture of it, I wasn't gassed. But once I saw it on, it looks much better on than just the picture of it itself. Once I saw Leah Williamson wearing it, I was sold. But the goalkeeper kit. The goalkeeper
is that more
kit,
to do with Leah Williamson? And
maybe, but the goalkeeper kit I think is hard. The all black,
nice.
The all black, and I think it's the white. And when I play football with my brethren, we play blacks versus reds in terms of kit colour. Cool. So I might get the black one.
All right, nice. So you're gonna get the goalkeeper. Are you a goalkeeper then when you play football?
Nah, but I just like the kit. I just like the kit.
I respect that. Lee, home kit. You said.
You know what?
All the kits.
Adidas, they've had a good run with us, but this year I ain't feeling them. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't feeling them.
Any of them?
Nah. Do you know what I do like? I like the training kit. There was a training kit that Saka was wearing.
Yeah,
he signed.
It's similar to the home kit short, no?
Nah. Like I'm not really feeling. You know what? As well, I think sometimes Arsenal, like the makers, they got to own up. They put it on there because the gold strip, because they thought that we were going to win it this season as well. I think so. Listen, man.
It was a good save though. How they done it in 20 years since. I like the way they changed up.
The kit's nice, but you know when you go from the black kit last year, even the home kit I'm wearing now to this. it don't hit the same. It don't hit the same. But yeah, like overall, I think yeah, big up to the creators. I think they tried to do a good job, but yeah, it's not for me.
So what are you saying? So this one's better than the one they
100%.
Wow,
100%,
I would disagree with that heavily. But Laurie, I'm sure you've got some opposing opinions on the kits.
No, but you know what? It's not often I agree with Gooner Lee, but I am going to agree with him, and so I'm not really feeling him.
What do you not like? It's not,
I think
they've got lightning bolts, the goals.
For me, the black one
Undefeated.
is probably the best
Unbelievable.
kit of, you know what I mean? I went out and I bought that one straight away. When I remember when I bought my black shirt last season, whatever, the queue seriously was out through. I don't think you're going to see that with us.
Yeah, apparently this home kit is the best-selling home kit though ever.
Oh, is it?
Because it's banging. It's bang.
Yeah, apparently it's still
banging.
I'll tell you what it is with the.
You're not going to mix. You're not going to level the last year's away kit though. You can't expect that one was top. We can all agree.
I think because I just heard James in the background saying in the first 2 days this is the best-selling home kit. I think the reason why it's the best-selling home kit is because the fans are with the team now, and I think there's so many more people. Like, I think that you even go. I walked past the stadium to come here, and you see the people that ain't even got a ticket still out there going. The shop looks crazy. The armory underneath the stadium, people haven't been there before. So I think it's more to do with the time of Arsenal rather than the kit itself. But I could be wrong. I could be.
No, I think there's a lot of truth to that. I also want to say that people bought tickets to fly here thinking obviously Arsenal left the show. So there's a lot of people that are here, they may not have had a ticket for the game, but they were here just in case. So that all adds to it as well.
The problem I had with it, it's not a bad shirt, I must admit, but the neckline, I thought it was too low. But it's funny because I saw Robbie, he had one on today, and I thought actually it looks better on, like what you were saying.
Yeah.
Than the picture. It actually looks better on.
Yeah.
But I know you lot are hating on the away kit.
Awful.
I actually think that one's all right.
Are you gonna rock that next season? Are you gonna rock that next season? Of course you are.
I'm gonna buy it.
Of course
That
you are.
fluorescent yellow, you like that, yeah? With the.
And I'll tell you why, because often when I'm buying kits, I don't just think of it just repping Arsenal. I think how it's gonna look on me with other items of clothing, like, you know, with your jeans on. You envisage yourself.
You got fluorescent trousers that's gonna match that kit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Black. Isn't it?
black goes very.
Sometimes though, you gotta just try and mask your face by putting something else.
That's mad. That's mad.
All right. On the note of kits, we're going to move on. I just wanted to say as well, there's going to be beef today. I'm here for enjoyment. The sun's out.
Why did you put me next to it?
Nah, it's perfect. It's a perfect balance, man. No hair falling.
He's there to insult me.
It's perfect. All right, listen, I also want to say that we're on Twitch as well, so get your comments over there. There's a comment from Niz, says Laurie in the building, Wolves win. He's bigging you up. He's also saying Wolves are going to win. But before we get into more conversation,
We got to stop this. Someone keeps saying that, right? I've been on all these watch-alongs, bro. So, like, people are associating me with Arsenal losing. It's what happened to all the games when we were winning.
oh, okay. So you're the bad luck charm.
Yeah,
Good
but
energy,
a few
man.
people.
I get that.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
I'm joking, man. Let me say thanks to NordVPN for powering this matchday experience. Remember, if you're using public Wi-Fi, especially when you're traveling, the NordVPN is essential for making sure you're protected from harmful malware. NordVPN have been with us for the whole of this season. This is the final game, so big up to them and check out this little video from them.
It's like I've had no freedom to just be myself. I keep getting restricted. It's like someone's watching me at home, on the train, even in the bathroom. It's making me see red!
Well, that's because London is red.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, just to be sure, I'm going to prescribe you 2 years of NordVPN. You'll feel a better sense of self when you can explore the internet with freedom. And with next generation encryption on up to 6 devices, those feelings of being watched will be gone.
Does that mean I can access new content on streaming services I've already subscribed to?
Just change your location in the app.
And I won't get tagged by any malware?
Nord's threat protection will have you covered.
And I can save money when travelling and shopping locally instead of internationally?
All that plus 4 months free.
Oh wow. Thank you, Doc.
All right, Ty.
No, I'm not right. It's a disgrace.
Charming.
Remember, with the AFTV special, you get 4 months free, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.
was just looking at some of the kits and that away kit. I'm sorry, Arsenal. I don't like to criticise too much, but it's horrible. Laurie has it on his phone.
Home in on that.
It is awful.
I quite like that, man.
Show it again to them. It is awful. I don't know what the shorts what going to be a luminous yellow, or the socks going to be a
Who's going to buy shorts?
Yeah, what's not?
We're talking about the kit. It's a kit. We're looking at the kit.
Yeah. The top.
It's awful. The pink kit this season was lovely, and we barely saw it. And now they're going into that. It's just a joke. It's a joke. I want to say I'm excited for today. I know it's the last game. People kind of done with the season. We know City have gone and done it. They lifted the trophy. So everyone's kind of on relax mode. They're on holiday. It's this summertime. I was driving in today. I'll be honest, I have a long drive to the studio. Bare people out on the roads, bare different shirts. Obviously, everyone's playing. I was loving seeing just like everyone in their kits on the streets. A lot of supercars. I was going through some nice supercars. Everyone's outside at the moment. I'm enjoying it. Today, I want that same energy, same vibes in here. I'm going to read through quickly the 11s of both sides, because you might have missed it. These guys we haven't spoken about it on air. So let me read through it quickly. So Aaron Ramsdale in goal. It's looking like Thomas Partey. Now, we've got James in the information station, so he may correct me, but Thomas Partey back playing right back, which I've hated seeing, by the way. Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes in the centre-back position, if Arteta decides to go with that. Kiwior is starting. I'm assuming he's going to go left-back, which throws in the question there, what's going on with Kieran Tierney. Jorginho in defensive mid, with Martin Odegaard and Xhaka in front of him. Bukayo Saka out to the right. Gabriel Jesus as a number 9, and Leandro Trossard.
Spit it out, mate.
Before we get into the other team's 11, thoughts on this 11, boys? Because we haven't had you guys on, we haven't spoken about it. I mean, it is the last game.
I'll go first.
Go on, Laurie.
So I can get my frustrations out. Look, why isn't Tierney playing? Why isn't Reece playing? Why isn't
Reece is a great shout.
Fabio Vieira? Some of the fringe players. We're already second. It's the last game of the
Fabio
season.
Vieira's a bit mad.
I want to ask all of you a question.
Can I finish?
No, about that though. It's about that. Go on.
Let me finish first.
Yeah, no, afterwards, I'm going to say that.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, right, come on now, like, why couldn't Eddie have started? Why couldn't Reece play?
Because we want to win.
Yeah, he did.
We're going to win.
It. No.
Did we win last week with these guys in there? Hang on. Did we win last week with these men that you're advocating being in the team? Did we
advocating?
Win?
I ain't said nothing yet, blood. What are you talking about advocating? I'm talking about
you
Eddie
wanna
versus
win.
Jesus.
You're saying you want to win, so don't make the changes. Last week when we had them playing, did they win?
Bro, Eddie's.
Anyway,
you know what? You're right.
Okay,
yeah,
forget about Eddie. But what about Reece and Tierney and Emil Smith Rowe? Surely you wanted to see them play. So.
I want to see them feature. I definitely want to see Reece and some of these fringe players feature. The Tierney one is a strange one because obviously natural left back. We know that he's fit, so maybe that's a sign that he's going. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one for me. Maybe the fact that we're seeing Partey play right back is a sign that we hopefully are looking at
Did
Caicedo.
that work last week?
No. Partey's dead at right back, but if we're looking for someone that can play DM and right back, then hopefully we can look no further than Caicedo and get him in the summer.
In that position before, though, to be fair.
But not very well.
I would say, look, there's a couple of questions. First one.
Do you agree with me though? Wouldn't it have been nice to see the other guys get a start?
Partially. Now, look, for me, I don't actually now look. I don't really rate Tierney the way that some others do. Like, I think he's good, but when he's on the pitch, the issue is that I think Tierney's good, but we don't play to his strengths, so it's pointless, right? I look at what Pep's been doing at Man City. Now, I'm not saying that the whole party thing is right, putting him in the position of right back, but we got to think Akanji's been playing left back. He's been playing centre back. Ake's been playing left back. He's been playing centre back.
Bernardo Silva at that point as well.
Look, Bernardo Silva's been playing there. So all I'm saying is, look, I'm not like a Arteta, lover boy in the sense of I don't see him do any wrong. I love the guy, but I think that he can do things, wrong at times. But I'm looking at it and I'm saying, look, if Arteta wants to try something new, this is the game to try it in. Nottingham Forest is the game to try it in. I'm not going to expect him to try it in a game at Man City away because that's stupid. My other point, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, do you know what? Like, ultimately, sometimes it's a message to the board. This is what I want, this is what I need, and you need to go and get it out. Otherwise, it's not going to work, and we're not going to work, and it's not going to be coinciding together. So, look, maybe sometimes it's a sneaky way of doing things. Do I agree with it? No. Do I think it's actually the reason? No. But I'm just trying to rationalise why he would do such a weird decision as what that, because that doesn't make sense. Playing Partey right back makes no sense, because what you do is not only do you put a player who's not familiar in that position, but you take him out of his best position, where this season we've all been championing him as the best or number 2, number 3 best DM in the world or number 6 in the world.
He has fallen off a cliff.
He's
though.
fallen
I'll
off
be
a cliff.
honest.
So
I'll keep it 100.
but I'm not going to go so far to the left. He was at the right and he was looking good all season. For 93% of the season, I would probably say he looked best. But clearly, he's fallen off. But yeah, look, I'm not going to go too crazy. But my main thing is Tierney. I don't think Tierney's the guy that people think he is. I don't think Fabio Vieira's the guy people think he is. Listen, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. All you ESR lovers, please pack your bags when he goes to West Ham. Because he ain't even that guy. He's had 1 good season out of 4. He had a season at Leipzig, I believe. He had another season in wherever he was, Huddersfield.
Yeah.
He had a season at Arsenal, and he's had.
He did it right when he came in against Chelsea. Cool. A good
he's
half
had
the
1
season
good
there.
season.
Okay.
1 full season at Arsenal where he scored 10 goals, and a lot of them were off the bench. Can we calm down, please? Can I see a bit of consistency? Like, is that too much to ask? Can we not have a bit of
It's a
context?
bit harsh because Saliba's had 1 good season.
Yes,
We champion it. And obviously he's yet to play.
Yes,
But
and what was the main thing I said? ESR's, most of his good performances were where? Off the bench. Please, can we have a little bit of context? There's levels to this. There's levels to when we talk about Saliba. So yeah, like for me, I just want people to calm
So
down.
do you think he goes in the summer, Mr. Pro?
Listen, I'm telling you, I'll take him to wherever he needs to go myself. He's not that good. He actually isn't. He's like, people need to stop.
Is he not still a good option off the bench though? Because if we got somebody else, we've got someone like Ødegaard, who's a world-class 10. If Smith Rowe can find that form that he had last season again next season to be more of an option off the bench, we don't know why he's not coming off the bench at the moment. But if he can get another 10-goal season off the bench, that could really be the difference between us being first and second.
It could be. It could be. But I just don't see what other people see with ESR. I don't see why everybody goes on about he's just newfound hope. He's had 1 good season. Can we not calm down? And remember,
Do you think he's been underused this season?
But remember, it was 1 good season, but it wasn't even a full season because he got injured. That's why he came off the bench, because he couldn't get his starting spot back again. So look, for me, I'm not saying he's rubbish. I'm not saying he's not worthy of anything, but
yeah, off the bench, double figures last season goals and that.
There's way better players. There's better options out there. If we get 2 centre mids in, he's not going to play in the forward line because you've got Trossard, you've got Martinelli, you've got one of Nketiah or Balogun probably, or if they both go, we get someone else in, Jesus and Saka and Reece Nelson, right? Those are, 7 or 8 players I've just named. He's not playing in the front line. You then get 2 centre mids in, whether it's Caicedo, Rice, or whoever it is.
If you get both, would you be annoyed if Partey left? Because I feel like a lot of people I've spoken with recently have said, and I kind of agree, Partey might get moved on in the summer as well. We might lose Xhaka and Partey.
I would be a little bit more disappointed because for me, I've seen much more from Partey over obviously he's older, but over the course of his career to show, do you know what?
Have you?
No, I have, man.
Have you? This is to me, he's had 1 solid season. And he started off at the end. But before that, bare injuries, he wasn't consistent.
But Atletico.
Yeah, but Atletico was a long time ago, Lee.
But no, but that's what I'm saying to you. With ESR, you're talking about half a good season.
A free quarter, the same as Partey.
But does he not get a little bit more grace because 1, he's young, and 2, he's from the academy, so he gets more time than a player we spent 45 million on as a marquee signing. The expectation is different.
No. But the thing is, where people get confused, this is where you can't be beholden to the academy. You have to look at the academy. We know what it's there for. It's there to also sell players. They make money for the club. It's not there to be. This isn't a creche. This isn't a place where I don't see ESR being that kind of player where he's going to come off the bench consistently and do things. I feel like ESR is actually a player who starts and he's better when he starts in it.
But he had his best performances off the bench.
But he's not. But the problem that we have is that he's never going to start over Ødegaard. We have one of the best number 10s in the world. So would you have him on the bench still?
No.
Hold on. I didn't ask the question yet. Hold on.
Off the bench. I didn't gone.
But what? Because he's somebody that can do this. What about they're talking about him potentially being trained as a number 8? To fill that Xhaka role, you wouldn't have him there either. Because then he'd be somebody that I know he's not going to feature on the left wing too much because we have options, but we've seen what's happened at right back. We've had both or centre backs, sorry, we've had Saliba injured and Tomiyasu. So there is a time when we could have Trossard injured and maybe a Martinelli as well. He can play the left wing, he can play a 10, and he can play an 8.
Nah.
So he's a good utility player that can just, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, but he can do a lot of different jobs.
Nah, that's stinky, mate. I don't want it.
That's stinky.
You know what it is as well? My thing is, and I think this is what Liverpool are suffering with right now. They've got too many Swiss Army knives. And what I mean by that is they've got too many players that can play different positions. Sometimes you need to get specialists. That's why I want a Caicedo.
What club is this? Sorry, what club do you say?
Liverpool. Liverpool have quite a few players that play 6, 8. They've got now Trent trying to do this inverted thing, playing right mid or whatever it is that he's doing. Sometimes you just need to go and get a player that can play in their position and they can do what they're doing.
Well, that's why I advocated for Tierney at left back.
No, but Tierney's just not good enough.
He is good enough.
Nah, he's not, man.
I said he can play in multiple positions though, but
he's a 6 at heart,
That
man.
argument that you just put forward there is exactly the same argument I put for Tierney over Zinchenko.
But he's
No,
just
Zinchenko-
not
whoa, whoa.
good enough. There's the difference. That's what I'm trying to
A
say.
defender's first
hang on.
obligation is to
So,
defend.
Lee, can I ask
the way the
Lee,
game's moved.
Yeah,
I mean, the way
in
game's
your
going.
day, in your day. Now, there's so much more to it.
Yeah, it's true.
Football's a very simple game.
Lee, to you
But
lot
it's
then,
not, though.
in terms of that left back position, and I guess I already know Laurie's answer a little bit, but if Tierney goes, which it looks like he might do, and I really hope he doesn't go to Newcastle, because I know you don't rate him, but him and Trippier will cause all sorts of problems to their target men in the box. That would be a nightmare. But if we do replace Tierney, would you go for someone, like you said, that's the mould of Tierney, but better, so he offers something different down the line, whip crosses in, or do you go for another similar to Zinchenko player, a more pure football player? What do you do? So do you give us a slightly different dimension, or do you go for two similar?
To be fair, that's a great question. Something I can't say I've thought about. But what I want to say to you guys, right, is we need to close the gap to Man City. Tierney and ESR and Fabio Vieira ain't doing that.
No,
And
you'll
Xhaka-
notice none of us have argued about the Vieira thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's
but my
argued
point
that.
is, I'm
but I know what you're saying.
adding them all in the same cluster.
Yeah.
To step up to a new level, we need better players. Clearly, we've seen that. We need players that can last throughout the course of the season, and we need players that can come in and replicate what the likes of Partey
To
can
that
do.
point, that's why I wouldn't have Partey, because you said he's been great for 93% of the season, but that's 93% of the season for which he's been available. He's been injured for like 50% of the time since he signed the contract. He's not fit and
I think
available
you're being a
enough.
little bit greedy in the sense that you're saying all these players aren't good enough, but you don't expect the board to them or Arsenal to buy in. I don't know, 10, you're looking at like the way you're going on like, right, all these men have to leave, but we need another 10 players in the summer.
No.
Because that hasn't worked for Chelsea or not.
I think for
we need a squad.
I think 4 quality players.
I hear that.
We've got to remember, right?
I hear that. That was my number as well.
Again, with the context, we ain't missing nothing with ESR. He ain't played all season. We ain't missing nothing with Fabio Vieira. He ain't played all season.
El Neni.
We ain't missing. But again, this is what we can't El Neni. I don't mind if he stays or goes. But my point is that we're not missing anything because these players haven't played. Okay, fine. More context needs to be added because we're in the Champions League. But we ain't missing nothing with these guys because they ain't played. They ain't adding no value. And again, I know
They could have played though, Lee, because Rob Holding would have been one of the players that didn't play, but due to circumstance, he
Again,
had to come
Do you
in.
not think we're jumping the gun a little bit though? Because
we're not jumping. We have to have these
but
conversations.
my
Lee.
point was, and we segued on to who's going to come in next season, who's going to go, is that I'm saying I would have liked to have seen the manager use this game today to give some of the fringe players a chance to do their thing.
You want the
That
truth?
hasn't happened.
You want the truth? Mikel Arteta is a very stubborn man,
He is very
and we know that.
And before people say, "Oh, we want to win the game," I know I want to win the game.
Yeah, that'll be his.
And I
that'll
think
be his
that the
fault.
players that will come in, Tierney, Eddie, Reece, are more than capable of getting us a win today against Wolves. And
Okay.
let's face it,
But he
been
might
on the
not think
beach
that.
for the last couple
He
of
might
weeks.
not think that. He's with these players day in, day out, and I said it, he's very stubborn. The reason why I say this because last season played Everton. Last game of the season, I think won 4-5-1. I was screaming for Balogun to play because I just wanted to see. This is when no one had really seen him. He was available. Arteta wouldn't play him in this last game. Again today, I would have loved to see Reece Nelson. I forgot about that. As a person, I want to see Emil Smith Rowe.
I think Reece Nelson will feature 100% because we know that he's trying to induce him into a contract to stay. That conversation is ongoing, so I think that he'll feature, but we also don't know which players he wants gone in the summer. So if there are players that he has already decided, based on what I've seen, you're gone, what difference does it make if you show me a great 20 minutes against Wolves?
Again,
it's a waste of time.
Fans don't know everything. Listen, AFTV is a fantastic platform for the fans. It's made for the fans. we as fans, we make this channel. Obviously, Robbie does a lot of work in and behind, everybody behind the scene. Big up with that, but ultimately, can we not like make out that Arsenal fans are the messiah and know everything? Ultimately, Arsenal fans wanted Arteta out. They clearly got that wrong. So like, let's just calm down a little bit with like, the manager, I believe, does know a little bit more than most of us. I think he's trying to new things out. I do think that there's a little bit of context, and I agree with Laurie, unfortunately. I do agree with him. I do think that what he's saying makes sense, and it makes me make.
And just to pick up on what Nick was saying about what's the point if players are going anyway, that's contradictory because he started Xhaka, and we all know that Xhaka's going to Leverkusen.
No, but you're not going to.
No. Xhaka's an established starter. What? That's totally different. That's different to bringing in someone that's a fringe player for a one-off game.
No,
that's
you
totally
said
different.
What is the point if the guys are going?
I've answered.
Yet you started Xhaka.
I've answered. People in the chat, you know what I'm saying. There's a big difference between starting an established starting 11 and ex-captain. He's been starting 11 the entire season for the last game, even though he's going, versus a fringe player who's going and never really made it into the starting 11 in the first place. They're two different things.
You can't apply that to Reece Nelson.
I'm talking about Fabio Vieira.
Okay, let's hold this for. We'll come back to it anyway in a second. Listen, the players are in the tunnel. They're about to head out. And before we kick off, I just want to thank NordVPN for powering the ultimate Arsenal match fan experience here on AFTV. Use code AFTV at the checkout or click the link below to visit nordvpn.com/AFTV for the AFTV special.
NordVPN is the ultimate tool for exploring the internet. It's like having a Swiss Army knife that protects you from online threats, helps you to access fresh content, and gives you anonymity, and so much more. So make sure that you've got NordVPN in your arsenal. Get it? In your arsenal? Click the link. And with the AFTV special, you can save even more. Click the link to be invincible.
Big up everyone that's joined us on Twitch in the comments. I see a lot of trolling about bottling, but all that. And then, but people on YouTube as well. Big up, we've got some super chats quickly. Dave Jordan said, bros, you watched us pass it sideways and backwards for 2 years, and Arteta stuck to his philosophy. You think he'll give up on this system after one game? Says Dave Jordan. Diallo says, Laurie, Okoli was like a Congolese street fighter.
Why is he just referencing me with that?
Because probably knows.
We know why, bro. We know why.
Yeah, innit?
You know. No context needed, bro.
Because you have a boxing show, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. You have a boxing show that you love and promote and you like.
Yeah, but Nick was on the boxing show as well, so why is he...
Maybe there'll be more super chats. Let him read them out.
I'm sure last night I saw him with pom-poms as well, with Lawrence Okoli's net face on it.
Yeah, he's got
we're wearing the new kit
as well.
Yeah.
Is this the new kit?
Yeah. It's the new kit? Yeah, they wear it, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Brother, we just did a whole breakdown of if you like it or not.
I didn't realise that they're wearing it now. I thought.
Yeah, it's the last game they're wearing it for today. We'll see it and we can.
So I can get a proper look at it.
Trust me, 40 Side says we all want a striker that can get at the end of crosses, but we're going to sell Tierney, who actually likes to cross the ball into the box. It's a very good point from him. Marco says there's too much emotional attachment to these players. If we want to be a big club, we have to let go of players that have not taken us to trophies. And last one.
Can I just go back to that super chat?
Go on.
I don't think it's about getting a player that can, do the like the
overlapping,
the kind of
the
crossing thing.
Yeah.
I think we just listen. People are going to kill me, shoot me. I just think we want a better finisher. That's it. I think we want a better finisher.
Why are they going to kill you? We haven't scored loads of goals from our striking position.
Osimhen isn't like the most deadliest. He's not the most pronounced
prolific,
people in terms of his stature. But what I mean by that is he's a deadly finisher, and unfortunately, we don't have that in the club right now. And if we had Osimhen, I think, instead of having Jesus, we would have scored way more goals. And those clutch moments, I remember against Southampton, he was horrible, Jesus.
Yeah, he had 2 or 3 clear chances.
So many chances, and he should have. People keep saying, he was off for 4 months. He should have still got 15 goals in the games he played.
Before his injury, he provided a lot to this team.
He did, but he should have got way more goals.
I hear that.
Before his injury, he had 5 goals and 5 assists. That's not great.
It's not good enough. But
it comes back to what I said before about the left-back position, and it's the same situation with the striker position. Do we go for a top? Well, already to be clear, the club's already said that a striker isn't their main priority for the summer. But do we go, if we were getting a striker, do we go for someone like similar to Jesus but a little bit better, or do we go for a different type of striker? So we've got options. So we've got someone that can hold the ball up and do what he does and link up play, and we've got a target man off the bench that can offer something different. Or do we go for two kind of similar players?
The perfect option, would be Tony. That would be the. And again, he's not like a madman up in the air. He's not. But I think, yeah, look, he would have been perfect. But for me, I'm happy with the options that we relatively got. I wouldn't be opposed.
So you're happy with Eddie?
I was going to say I wouldn't be opposed to selling Eddie and keeping Balogun.
I agree with you there. 100%.
I wouldn't be opposed to doing that.
But why? Like, man, I haven't seen Balogun in the Prem.
No, I know.
I hear what he's been doing in France. But
no, and again, listen, I'm going to contradict myself. From yesterday, I'm really kind of disappointed with that French Liga because I see Lacazette getting all 24 goals. And I'm like, like if he's doing that in the French league, then I don't know about that league at all. It's going down in my estimation. But I do think Balogun's got a little bit something different. He feels like he's got that
bit of ego.
I'm going to say something, man, like maybe that aura about him. He's a USA.
Balogun, yeah?
He's got that USA kind of.
See, they talk about Saliba having aura.
I think he's got a bit about him, you know. I think he's got a bit about him. I think he's got that bit of presence.
Good ping pong player, apparently.
We've also, with Eddie, we've never seen Eddie be a prolific goal scorer in top level men's football. I know that Ligue 1 isn't the same level as the Premier League, but we haven't seen it.
We have kicked off. Sorry, but yeah, carry on. We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen that. Whereas, you know, we haven't even seen Eddie go on loan to a lower team and really bat it up in terms of goals. You know, his key attributes have never been goal scoring. Like Laurie said, a defender's main goal is to defend. A striker's main goal is to score goals. Yeah. And Eddie's never been prolific as a goal scorer.
The problem is as well, again, you got both of our strikers aren't prolific. So that's where you need difference. You need someone who can do something different or get you just goals.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like you see Alvarez, that's Man City, comes in, he's got one less goal, something like that, or then Man City, and then Jesus, like
15 or 14.
Come on, man, like this.
I think a lot of that will change with a change of midfield as well.
Oh, this is good.
We're straight in, and that's exactly what Lee was talking about.
And that, in truth, that should have been a shot.
Hold on, this fake done yet?
We'll take the corner.
Why you not cross it? Yeah, Saka saying.
Take the corner.
Why the guy could have crossed that? This kit is banging, by the way.
It does look so nice.
Mental.
It is the collar line though. The collar line just makes it look a bit casual. That is the only thing, but yeah, it is a nice kit. I want Hugo. If we're getting a left back here, I want Hugo Bueno from. Well, he's rude, man. He's a rude left back from Wolves. Only like 2021.
There's links. There's links in them, I'm sure. Look, Chef Prick says of the Super Chat at Matchday Live awards ongoing there. Was no mention of Arsenal. Why on the Matchday Live awards? That's weird. Pundits, commentators have a bias against us. Name who support Arsenal. I want to know.
Corner comes in, headed out by Wolves, and we're just still on the edge of the box trying to.
You say Trossard got new? He got blonde off his
he's dyed his hair.
Does he know he's going grey at the front? I think
he's come off the boil as well a bit recently.
Trossard, 100%.
He's what?
He's like come off the boil a little bit recently.
He's only got one Premier League goal, you know.
I know.
For Arsenal.
I know. But
I think that's kind of gone under the radar with some fans.
Yeah. I would agree.
He has been a good signing.
He has. He got 3 assists in 1 half as well.
But he's only got 1 goal. I mean, you guys are chatting about Eddie, but Trossard's only got 1 goal, bro.
But Trossard offers other things away from goal scoring.
Yeah,
Eddie offers very little.
But how many times are we going to keep saying, "Oh, this guy offers us this, but it doesn't"? Like, we need to just get better.
But there's not many.
I agree, but
people at their thing. Haaland is a complete goal scorer.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Exactly, and there's not many of them. Harry Kane is a complete goal scorer.
But Harry Kane offers a lot of stuff that isn't even scoring goals. He gets assists. He's a good hold-up person.
There's
very
not many
strong.
specialists in there, in my opinion, in their position that you can pick out. So I get what you're saying. A lot of us fan base do say they offer this, they offer that, but having a specialist is rare to come by. And if they are, Rizwan, it costs crazy millions.
It's really interesting to see what already Partey is doing, that inverted thing. Once he pops the ball off, doing exactly what Zinchenko does on the other side, gets straight into the midfield. So it's really interesting to see that.
It's just not as natural, is it?
That's what Jesus is good at as well. Do you know what I mean? Dropping back, making tackles, getting stuck in, really aggressive, and then setting them away. But yeah, going forward, he just won't get onto that last pass.
Trossard looks like he's dyed his hair great, let alone his hair.
It's silver, it's white.
He's on, go on, play him. We didn't do our predictions, I'll be honest. We can pull out a little whiteboard. Well, actually, we're watching now, but what do you think? Well, let's do score predictions. We're going to do it here. What do you think score's going to be?
3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal. Lee?
Oh, I'm going to say 1-0 Arsenal.
1-0. Mad, Laurie?
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1. Okay. I say 3-1 as well. I think we'll concede.
Traore.
Great run by Traore.
We don't score enough. We don't. You know what it is? I miss like the control we had in games.
Yeah.
Like if you break up with somebody, like you miss certain things or certain things remind you. I just miss like we used to control, dominate games, man, and just feel that we're nice.
We had
Whereas
that towards the
now-
start of the season. Yeah, towards the start of the season we had that.
We ain't, but I'm saying now I don't. I feel like it's almost like back to what we were before. It's a bit free fall, like it's a bit all over the gap.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
This is the problem that we have with Partey, giving away a dangerous free kick on the
Edge of the box.
edge of the box, and he's just not a natural.
Playing him right back here, I know he's played in full, but it's just. I don't know, I judge him because when you saw Cecil play there, but when he played on the fullback, he just locked off, man. I was thinking,
But we were
boy.
also awful that game as well. He was very good, but like you can't just look at one game. Do you know what I
I
mean?
hear that.
No, but he also played there against Man City and was fantastic.
He was good against Man City as well. That's true.
He's a workhorse. Is Partey a workhorse? I mean, I look at Kante as an example. I look at Caicedo. Is Thomas Partey, that was he different to that? That's not really, his game is more breaking up play, for breaking up passes, isn't it? Instead of just running, suffocating players. Like, do you know what I mean? Reads the game very well. Wolves with a corner, Arsenal clear it out. Boy,
Yeah, I might have to grab that kit still.
no, the kit is flames, absolutely flames. That away one's gonna be horror. That away kit in the Champions League, bloody hell.
That man really said we made such a wavy home kit. We ain't even got you could just randomise the away kit.
That's what they done. They said last year we had the best away kit.
Yeah.
That was sold out from the Armoury, by the way, for the whole season.
Yeah.
You couldn't get it. A
Yeah.
man went there every week, could not get it the whole season. I was just losing out on the ball there. Wolves are, I mean, they're at
popping
us.
it. They're popping
Yeah,
it.
they're
man.
at us. I thought they'll be on the beach. Like, they're not really playing to stay up or anything anymore. But they're at us right now.
But that's what I'm saying. Again, going back to that word I said, we don't control games how we used to.
Yeah.
We don't have that thing where it's just like they felt a bit beaten before they even came on the pitch. Like, we had that before, but we don't have it now. But
Well, after that woeful performance last week, we need a win. I mean, a lot of people thinking the last game of the season, nothing much to play for both teams. But Arsenal's surely not going to want to end on a loss,
Their last home game. The last game, and the home game as well. this
especially
season.
after what happened last week. So
There's my boy. I'm tight. Gabriel Martinelli.
get your little signed shirt from him as well. Yeah, no, listen. Don't worry, man.
That's my boy with
we
him
see
as
him
well.
shining, man.
Yeah, we're just. I was gonna wear it today still, but big up. Shame he's injured. Martinelli had a great season, fantastic season. A lot of people voted him player of the season. Shame how to end like this, but at least he's there.
Strong challenge on
That
Saka.
was a strong challenge on Saka. And
I'm
he's still
surprised
down.
Saka's starting today as well, man. Everyone's been
Played
saying
every game this season. I feel like there's nothing in his contract. Of course, there's not that he plays every game, but bloody hell, last season played every game. This season, every game. They could have rested him. Could have brought him on a bit off.
He's trying to make Saka the talisman of the team, the kind of the star man of the team. Do you know what I mean? He expects him to go into games and really set the pace. Yeah, he's gone
Down
through
his
him a bit.
Achilles,
there.
isn't it?
It's gone through him a
Wait,
little
wait.
bit. He's got wrong side of him, the defender.
Yeah, but then this bit hit, this after bit hit. Hold on.
Yeah,
I
I don't know.
What's that? The left
Saka's
knee.
down. Yeah, Saka's still down. Reaching his.
Like his boots
feet.
though.
Nah, the fit is clean.
I do like his boots.
Yeah, the boots are fire as well. Zinchenko in attendance as well.
Zinchenko.
Ooh, always believe in the soul. The Tierney debate is serious though, man.
What do you do? What do you do? Do you bring in another?
Tierney's got to go.
But if he
I
goes,
want someone like Tierney. Though. I want a solid left back because you don't want two.
apparently we're looking already at the young right back from Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Where does he fit in? Does he come in and play left back? Does he come in and cover right back?
Cancelo as well, and he's similar to like. You can't have both attacking fullbacks. Like you have played one or the other. That's a foul throw, isn't it?
That is definitely.
Oh,
a
that is
throw.
poor, man.
Thomas Partey as well.
Embarrassing. That is. If you want to see a sign of I don't really give a shit.
Our right back position.
One.
Sorry to cut you. Our right back position is jinxed, bruv.
Bellerin did
It's
that.
only our right
Well,
back.
that man did this.
Bellerin issued that as well. That right back position is.
But you know what, there were a lot of foul
Got a
throws that
donkey over
only get. I swear, not even being a victim, we're the only team that gets called. I see foul throws every week. Not every week, but I see them often, and it's always us that they call them for.
oh, he let him get it again.
Oh my days. That's the black kit you're talking about. Yeah, I don't want to get the Ramsdale's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean, simple, clean.
And that kit's on.
I have got some end of season questions to get through with you, look, but we'll do it when there's a bit of a break in the discussion.
Adama looks lively already today.
Adama did look lively in his last game as well. He caused a lot of problems. End product, never good, but it does always cause a problem. He's a chaos baller, I call him, a chaos player.
Yeah, 100%.
Just causes absolute madness, but hasn't got any end product. I am going to introduce James, who's at information station by himself today. He has a little word to say for you as we kicked off in the first 10 minutes of the game. James B.
So absolutely nothing's happened in this game, but that's not true of the other grounds. Tottenham are 1-0 up at Leeds, which puts them into which will put them into 8th spot at the moment ahead of Brentford. But Villa are also 1-0 up against Brighton, so they are currently taking that 7th spot. All 0-0 in the Leicester-West Ham game, which I'm watching as well. Newcastle are 1-0 up at Chelsea. We know that's a dead rubber. Top 4 secured. Arsenal, though, needing to play, needing to get going. They've not really been at their best. Could something happen now? Back to Cess.
Let's see Arsenal on the attack here. Gabriel Jesus with the ball. Jinking it. Here we go!
1-0. What a goal. It's Granit Xhaka as well. It's Granit Xhaka as well.
The story of
This is exactly what we needed.
Ending with a goal. Could it be goodbye for him? It's a real question at the end of this game, which I'm sure we'll have
Good assist by Jesus as well.
Great assist from Gabriel Jesus, the man that said...
Like we said, this is what he can offer if he's not scoring goals. I'm not just saying that to you, I'm just saying in general.
You know why? I want my striker to score goals, to be fair.
I understand that, but I'm saying if he's not scoring goals, this is what he's going to offer.
Assists.
And I'm so happy. If this is Xhaka's last game, I'm so happy it signs off with a goal. It's a great pass from Partey. And this is what Partey can do in the middle of the park, but just not consistent enough.
Jesus being that wide out is mad though, as well. What's a goal?
He's played like 3 different positions already. He's drifting wide, he's dropping deep.
This is a good cross, man.
Very good cross when you look at it.
Found him. To be fair, Xhaka's header was actually straight at the keeper, but keeper's...
Yeah.
But you have to head it down. Striker's rule.
Get it on target.
Head it down. It's always difficult for a keeper to deal with, and he dealt with it. Didn't deal with it at all there. What a goal from Granit Xhaka. Well done. Well done. It's 1-0 Arsenal.
It's good for Granit Xhaka to get a goal because it looks like it will be his last appearance for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So be a good way to bow out.
Is he gone?
He's off.
It's looking like it.
I think he's gone. Yeah. It's a good way to sign off. You know, obviously it's not with a trophy, which is a shame, but
he's had a good season, hasn't he?
Yeah, to have a very good season and to get back into being competitive, get back into the Champions League and, you know, sign off with that. And he's already put things on his Instagram, I think, of like, you know, thank you Gunners, 2 FA Cups, 2 Community Shields. So...
Yeah, man. I think he's had 2 good seasons in my opinion, actually. I think this season and last season is very consistent.
Yeah.
And I know as much as I say, when I say it to Turkish, he goes, he's had 1 good season. I think he's had 2, and fair play. So, listen, it's his time for me. I think it's up here at Arsenal, and we hopefully can go on and strengthen in the summer. But he's been a great servant for the club, even though some people go back to his dark days. I'm remembering him for the past 2 seasons.
And he's never ever injured.
Yeah, that's one thing. One thing. Never injured. 1-0 to Arsenal. We're going to head over to James to get his thoughts on the goal.
All right, so as I was looking at the Premier League results, I actually saw that Arsenal got 1-0 up, so I didn't want to say too much after that. But Arsenal are 1-0 up. And that comes from Thomas Partey playing that ball out. I think it was Nick that pointed it out. You know, he's playing in that central area because he's inverting. I've got to say, there's been so much kind of weird, and I do call it, everyone's got an opinion, but I found really strange uproar around the 11 and what Arteta's trying to do. Partey's just doing what Zinchenko does, but he's doing it from the right-hand side. People calling for Tierney to play. Sure, I get it, because he's a talented player, and maybe we can mix things up in the system. But in terms of the way Arsenal have played all year, Kiwior's way more suited, because we drop into a back 3, and Tierney's not a centre-back, Kiwior is. And Arsenal, look, they haven't had a great first 13 minutes, but you just saw a little bit of a moment of what they can do. And if you look at Partey now on the ball, there he is, picking it up in midfield. And that's ultimately, yes, he's starting at right back. Yes, on the team sheet he's at right back. Yes, defensively, he'll drop into that area to help. But he's going to be playing the position he's basically played all season. And Arsenal 1-0 up. Look, we know that this game doesn't mean too much, but you want to end on a high. And Arsenal 1-0 up. That's brilliant from Saka. Can they get another goal here? They might. Let's go back to Cecil.
Oh, that should be a goal.
Hold on,
What a moment.
The ball was stopped.
That's got to be a goal.
I believe it has been a goal.
I was going to say, Jesus, that you better have scored that.
Xhaka Goal second, Russ.
Xhaka
Oh
Goal
my
second
God,
there,
it's
Colin
oh my
Elgin
God.
2-0 Arsenal. 2-0 Arsenal.
And he goes over and hugs El Neni as well. Oh my
Mad.
God.
Granit Xhaka, 2 goals. This could
Granit Xhaka.
We got Granit Xhaka.
This one comes from great running from Saka as well. And look
Saka,
at
that's
see the
Jesus
goal.
at first.
Look.
Is it onside?
Must be Jorginho.
This is quality, by
Must
the
be
way.
Jorginho playing that ball through, and the ball's out wide to Saka so far, or
killing them down
out
that
to the
side.
right hand side. Yeah, really, really class.
Oh, that was a
Martin
what a
Odegaard.
goal.
It's a great goal.
It's his day today, isn't it? Look, like right place, right time. That's
100%. But he's doing the Aaron Ramsey. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's doing the Aaron Ramsey, the
Rather
third
than
man
the
runs.
box,
100%.
I tell you what, though, give all the credit to Saka there.
Yeah.
Drove with the ball. Not only drove with the ball, skipped past his player like he was a nothing, gummy bear, and then got the ball in.
Oh, wait, win again? Hold on. What's going on here? Wow, this is a good game from Arsenal. At least they're not on the beach. My biggest fear was they're going to be on the beach chilling, not taking it too serious. I expect us to win, but I didn't expect to see
Looks like Wolves
what we're seeing
definitely,
so far.
I just feel like, the team talk, I don't know if someone's down injured, we're just kicking the ball out at the moment. I just feel like the team talk would have been, look, give it's Mateus who's down.
Nunes.
But yeah, the team talk would have been, give the fans, it's been a good season, give the fans a good send-off. Do you know what I mean? We had that Brighton game, we needed a reaction, we didn't get it. This is all about reconnecting with the fans, send them away in the summer with a really good feel-good factor. Okay, we've fallen short, but it's a way to what little rectification you can do, and obviously Granit Xhaka has taken that personally. 2 goals in 15 minutes.
I like that. And this is
The way he was arriving in the box quite late there was a bit like Frank Lampard used to be for Chelsea, in the midfielders
Less of
arrived
that,
late.
like Aaron Ramsey did for us, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lampard's a pagan, man.
Yeah, like,
Him in his shit club. But no, I hear it. He's arriving late in the
Yeah,
box.
yeah.
It's a good. Listen, like I said, Xhaka, if he is going, it's looking like he likely will be going to Bayer Leverkusen. This is a perfect way to send off. If he gets a hat trick, boy.
yeah, I think it's family stuff as well. It's football stuff, obviously. It's family stuff as well. What he wants his kids to, spend some time in Germany.
Newcastle, they're beating Chelsea as well, 1-0.
Oh,
Surprise.
Newcastle beating Chelsea. Told you that Frank Lampard team shit, boy.
Who
Newcastle
scored
winning
for
1-0.
Newcastle?
Don't know.
I will run through as the players, if there's a player down, we'll run through quickly this.
They're going to be a threat for us next season. So
that's why they can't get Tierney. I know that Lee doesn't rate Tierney, but for the style of football that they play, it suits him so well, honestly.
Listen, man, I'm telling you now, Newcastle finishing 5th next season. Don't worry about it, man. They're good.
Yeah?
I hope you're right. Oh.
They ain't going to spend £200 million. That's one.
They don't need to.
Nah, listen, I'm telling you, you talk about Arsenal with this whole European thing, Newcastle are entering into a whole new world. I'm telling you now, Newcastle are not going to have the squad to go for competition. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
So I think Newcastle, being a slightly smaller club with lower expectations than Arsenal, will be better than Arteta was this season at
This looks
prioritising.
quite bad for Jesus, man.
I think that Newcastle will be better at prioritising. If Newcastle, do you know what I mean? Like with Arteta, when we looked like we were at the top of the table, he still wanted to fight on all fronts. Do you know what I mean? Whereas actually, if he'd not played Saliba, obviously, we can do revisionist history, but he won't prioritise the same way that Newcastle really will.
Listen, let's just hope we're still up there and do what we need to do. Arsenal,
Wow,
that was a bad touch from Granit
Crazy.
Xhaka.
Yeah, but to be fair, he was launched into it from Ramsdale.
100% there. But Arsenal seem like this been very dominant in this first half so far. 20 minutes almost played, 2-0. Players don't look like on the beach. I think the challenge for Arsenal is not to concede. We've been at home, in my opinion, we've been sloppy at home all season. Well, actually, that's a bit harsh. Majority of after the World Cup, we've been very sloppy at home. So
And sloppy once we take 2-0 leads. There's a couple of times. Once we go up a couple goals and we think the game's done, that's when, we don't show that mentality.
You're right. Oh, Semedo out here burning Trossard.
No one in the box, though. Nice and
good
easy for
clearance,
Gabriel. Gabriel, my personal player of the season.
All right, well, we're going to... All right, you've got in...
Sorry.
There we go.
I don't know if
Got
that's
into my
coming later.
start. We've got some things to
Did
kind
he
of talk
say
about.
Gabriel?
For you, who's been your favourite player of the season?
Maybe not my favourite, but he's just been the most consistent. Played with different centre-back partners. You know, everyone, all the other players we're going to talk about, especially the attacking players, have had ups and downs and dips of form and all that. He's just been so consistent throughout the entire season, Gabriel.
Who's been your favourite player of the season?
You know what?
Ross.
Listen, firstly, I want to shout out to Tuesday. You know, I went down to the Islington Town Hall. Obviously, the AFTV guys. We did a great show there, and the main question that was on the panel, who's been the player of the season for them? Everyone said different players, and there were some honourable mentions. The honourable mention for me is actually my player of the season, and I'm going to say Ben White, and I'll tell you the reason why. Ben White's my player of the season because, you know, defenders don't normally get the shine as much as attackers.
Yeah,
I think that Ben White's actually made Odegaard and Saka's position easier in the team. The way he's overlapping.
Odegaard as well, yeah?
I think the way he overlaps gives options, though allows Saka to have more space, allows Saka to have more options to, you know, pass, you know, invert and do the things, have the shots that he's had. So I think he's actually made them who they are. And I think his actual defending one-on-one, I think even the first game we played Crystal Palace and he had a yellow card and Zaha was just clampety. And when we talk about people like Wan-Bissaka, why don't we mention people like Ben White? The way he can lock down defenders. Okay, fine, he had a poor game against Matoma, but listen, man, like it happens. Every bad performance from a defender happens once in a season. But if it's once, you can live with it. Come on, man, like the guy's been absolutely immense. So, yeah, you could say Saka. I think Odegaard's, I think he's had some real good moments, some real big moments, and he's another close one. But for me, Benny Blanco, my player of the season.
So do you not worry that him being pushed back into the centre-back position, we're going to lose that level from Saka and Martin Odegaard if you're so heavy on him, adding to those players?
I think the good thing is that is with Ben White is he's so good in the centre-back position as well. So you could go to a free or whatever it is,
I'd feel confident of him in a free.
Or you can just get an attacking fullback. Just get an attacking fullback or someone who can do what he does. I think the idea of these new inverted fullbacks, these more ball-playing, dynamic fullbacks, Laurie was speaking about earlier, he wants a defender that can defend. Yeah, but that's not your role anymore. That isn't your job specification. Back in the day, I don't know, teachers were allowed to, unfortunately, hit kids. You can't do that now. So like your job specs changed.
It's a bit of a desperate analogy, that one.
No, but that's the point. The point is
hitting kids and playing.
Yeah, but
I'm saying a position. You're saying you want a player to just defend. That doesn't happen anymore.
It's true.
But listen, I'm not saying that Tierney, I mean, come on, he can play a bit as well. You know? It's not like he can't play.
Trossard's been wrestled to the ground.
He cannot do that inverted fullback role. On the ball,
you're saying he can't do it as well as Zinchenko? Fair enough. But I'm saying that
like zero, like minus.
He can't even do it to a top 4 level of ability. The ability that he would do it to would be a mid-table ability.
But he does offer something.
He offers something
different that does work. If you,
but he's our best defender like that.
Our best defender,
our
like
most
what?
robust defender.
Who?
Tierney.
Do you know what the word robust means? That means durable. He's not. He's always injured.
He's always injured. More than our centre backs.
That way, I'm talking about on the pitch.
It's true though. He's not robust.
I don't know if he's more robust than Ben White.
He's not robust though, right?
He's quick. He's probably our most. He's quick. No? He's our quickest and most explosive.
Than Zinchenko.
Oh,
you've changed that entirely. You've gone all the way down.
Well, what I meant was our best left back for defending. He is that robust guy that you're looking for.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I think Gabriel. But anyway, use your player of the season.
Before we head over quickly,
my player of the season is Saka. Tailed off a little bit towards the end, but I mean, earlier in the season he was phenomenal. You look at the stats, I think he's got something like 23, 24 goals and assists, which is more than anyone else at the club combined. He's been simply fantastic. Yes, I do accept that in recent weeks he's looked a bit tired, a bit jaded.
Hasn't everyone?
But when we're at our best, it's normally he's the main catalyst for it, man.
You see, the thing is with that though, I think you're right. There are players that have had
I am
some,
right.
No. I'm saying in terms of Saka's had some low moments throughout the season.
Low?
Yeah, he's not been as...
He's had some poor performances.
He's not been as vibrant. Okay,
fine. His standard,
could be injury or whatever.
Poor? When's he been poor?
Nah, he's had a couple anonymous performances, one or two.
No, Nick.
But my point is that...
He's not been poor at all.
I think he has. But I think, look, I think when you look at someone like Ben White, dare I say even Odegaard, I think for the course of the season, they've been very good. If they've had one off game, the next game they're back. But Saka's had a stretch of 6, 7, 8 games now where
Oh,
he's
unlucky,
been poor.
Jorginho.
He's not been good. He's not been the same person that you're mentioning.
Oh.
He's holding his
That's
face.
a yellow
Brother chipped up his leg and he's doing this.
Also, off topic, on topic,
Come on.
I really enjoyed Jorginho at Arsenal. I really didn't think I would, but I quite like him the way that he's played for us. You know, this side of this game is not so great, but the sitting on the edge of the box,
I'm
penetrative
not
passing.
really as
I think
made up as you about
I think he's been good.
He's been all right.
I think he's been good. I think for the price we
I
paid
think
for
what
him,
you've
he's
seen
been
with a lot of Arsenal fans, because he came into the club when there was a degree of scepticism.
Yeah.
Because he's played better than what a lot of people anticipated.
100%. I still want.
That's
You
just
get-
poor defending.
We're getting people
That's
like
poor
you now
defending.
saying, "Oh, he's been really, really good."
That is crap.
I think he's been good. I did say really,
been
really
okay.
good. He's been good. I'd still obviously have a Caicedo over him, do you know what I mean? But in terms of him in the squad, you know, it's not the disaster that I worried it could be.
Well, this is exactly the point I'm
Yeah.
making. Because he's not been the disaster, you're now elevating him to, oh, well, I've really enjoyed him. Or
No, he's been
maybe
good.
you
Actually
have,
been a yellow as well.
but I think myself and you are in agreement again.
You see, the thing is with Jorginho,
He's done well, but it's not, you know.
I think he's done well, but I would again
Yeah.
ship him out and get better. I would.
If you're going to be challenging on two fronts like the Champions League and the Premier League
He
next
paid
season,
off his money. He paid off his price.
Oh yeah, he's paid it off. Listen,
off
that
that.
Would you not have him in the
that's-
squad at all, even for experience? Because Caicedo is coming from not 20. He's not had much Premier League experience, but this is his first season.
Oh, that's again
Just
that's
across the edge of the
poor
box.
defending. Walls are
Need
across
to clear that.
into the box. Poor defending from Arsenal. We got rid of it so fast. There's been an update just from the information station, so I'm just going to head over to James briefly.
Man United 1-0 down at home to Fulham, which means at the moment Newcastle would nick third place because they are 1-0 up at Stamford Bridge. Tottenham still 1-0 up, but not enough for them to secure Conference League football because Villa are 1-0 up at home to Brighton at the moment. And then obviously Leeds, as I just mentioned, 1-0 down to Spurs, so they're not looking like staying up. But Leicester, who aren't drawing 0-0 West Ham, not having a load of chance, they've got an eye on that game as well. They will be comforted by the fact that Everton are still 0-0 with Bournemouth. Only obviously 26, 27 minutes of football have been played. So a goal for Leicester would currently take them out of the relegation zone. But they've got to get the job done because Bournemouth are doing them favours so far. So let's see. It's all getting, a bit exciting. Back to Cess.
Cut to James. We do something mad. So we're on the attack right now. We're in their half. This could be another. I don't know if it might not be another goal, but it's been 3 times we've cut. Okay, no, there's
Not the best cross.
Walls will cut out. I was gonna say it is
Keep cutting to James.
I'm
Keep going
saying
back
there'll
every
be-
5
there'll
minutes.
be
Go back to James.
Judge going on if we scored then. I swear to God. That conversation. I think Jorginho, like I said, I think he's earned his money, as in his worth what we paid for him. It was a short contract. We came in the Aston Villa goal kind of, for me, paid it off. But ever since he stepped in, he's done.
one goal
enough.
paid it off, yeah?
Huh? Yeah, listen, that was a big.
Listen, Reece Nelson got 1 goal and people wanted him to
sign
have a new
for-
contract.
yeah.
So, 1 goal
No,
can
but I'm
change a lot
not
of
basing
things.
that on 1 goal.
I'm just saying that that's what
I'm
it is.
basing it off his
I would
potential.
Keep, I
Wasn't
would,
a lot of money for Jorginho.
I would
I
keep
think it's smart business.
Jorginho in the squad. We're going to be fighting for Champions League next season. He's a Champions League winner. I would keep him in the squad for the experience, 100%. We can go and get guys like Caicedo who are better, and I want these players, but they don't necessarily have that experience.
I'm trying to think about, because I said this with Robbie. Robbie was talking about keeping Xhaka. I said, you're doing this whole David Luiz thing, the experience, and keep him there just to be in the club. But I think, Jorginho, I think you're right, considering he's won the
Shaq's never actually won anything.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said,
exactly.
considering-
So that's a great goal. What a goal. What a goal.
See what I mean?
What
Batman.
a goal.
See what I mean when I said player of the season?
See what I mean? He do this.
The way the ball's just rolled into Saka's towards
what it
his right
means?
foot. He's just dropped the shoulder outside of the boot,
When I
stepped the
talk,
defender,
listen, man.
cut the ball in, far
Why
corner.
didn't
We
you
all
talk
love
to
Saka.
Southampton?
We all love
Why didn't you
Saka.
took it for West Ham?
That's a great goal, come on.
3-0.
That's a
3-0,
great
25 minutes
individual
in.
goal there from here when he comes in, picks up the ball back here. The chop is rude. Good football here. He's on.
Who is that?
Ooh,
He's not be onside.
Trossard, this chop. That's
And
a straight goal.
again with Trossard as well, it's another player who's doesn't offer as much at the goal as we would want, but he offers so much more than that.
I don't think that's even bad defending. I think you can't stop that. I think you've overcommitted yourself here. That's bad defending. But that quick, the way he's stopped it and shot,
That's what I'm saying, man.
Why
That's
he's got the
why
contract
player
done.
of the season.
No, for sure. No one argued. No one argued.
He's just
It's not even.
endorsed
Also, it's
everything
not
I
even
said.
300.
200 bags, 200
Everyone
bags
keeps
space,
saying to us,
mate. It's
arguing with
200,
some of these
200.
United fans at football the other day, and they're saying, "Oh,
200
you're paying him 300."
United fans can't talk. They're paying Sancho
That's exactly what I said.
They can't talk.
It's 200 and it's 290 with all the bonuses and stuff if he hits his targets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's on market money. 27 minutes, 3-0 Arsenal.
You know what? I'll be on. Yeah, no, that's a great finish. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be interested to see what James does on his tactical insight on Tuesday or Monday.
Tuesday or Monday.
I want
yeah?
to see that broken down. I want to see that goal. I didn't really see it properly.
Wait, you know,
No, but I didn't see the build-up. I want to see the build-up. I want to see how the goal
was that a penalty?
Oh, no, I don't think
I'll be
it
honest,
is.
Kivio's got a challenge today. Semedo and Adama Traore,
Yeah, they are very tasty characters for sure.
I think they're targeting him as
I
well.
think we're a bit fortunate to get away with it.
Well, that's
I don't think that's funny.
What do you mean?
I don't think that's funny.
Oh, come on.
I don't think that's funny.
No, but I
Look
think
at that,
he has
look.
another
Look at
nibble, man.
Look at that. Look.
He's got the ball. He wins the ball.
What
there.
is that?
This is a penalty. And I tell you what, yeah.
The other part, yes.
I tell you what,
Nick,
if we can
have a word with
see,
yourself, mate. I know we all support the same team, but have a word with
if
yourself.
we can see today, is he not giving now?
No, I don't think he has.
Huh?
Give him a head of wobble.
Listen,
You can't be serious.
It's 3-0 now. So head over to James, as my man to do. Head over to James, get his thoughts on the goal. I didn't give a penalty.
Unbelievable goal from Saka, by the way. That bit of skill, he makes it look easy. It's incredible. That puts him on 14 league goals for the season with 11 assists, and Granit Xhaka's 2 put him on 7 Premier League goals for the season with 7 assists. Really good output. Saka's in again. Just stay on. Just keep the camera on me. But things happen. This is great. Anyway, Arsenal are firing 3-0 as I predicted on Forever Arsenal. So that leads out the running. So I can actually finish above him in the table. But let's just wait and see. He was offside, Saka. Yeah, Arsenal, they're purring. We knew they would. They always do on the final day. Back to Cess.
Mad. I don't know. Odegaard is just so
Other than Odegaard and Ozil that we used to, who in the Premier League? Well, I'd say obviously KDB does stuff
But KDB
like that.
doesn't. The scoop through balls. He does that as class from Partey there.
He's capable.
But
He's
Kevin De
capable.
Bruyne can do it, but he does
he-
more the
yeah.
intricate. You won't be able to touch this ball. It's going to exactly where I want it.
I'll tell you who does do passes like that, to be fair to him. Bruno does sometimes. He does these little flicks and
he
these little
does.
through. He is capable of that as well. But the Odegaard he's so good. So good.
What a goal! What a start!
You know,
to this
it's funny as well, right? Because I think a lot of people were chatting about who's going to be the title challengers for Man City next season. Liverpool 2-0 up, and now it's 2-2. I don't know why people keep giving this team so much respect. I just don't see what everyone else sees.
Liverpool were at their peak a very, very good team. But in terms of us, you know, people were saying, if you don't win it now, you're not going to win it again. You won't compete. Everyone's going to be back. But you know what? They said that last season when we missed out on top 4. They all said, with Newcastle coming and the money and Chelsea and the new manager and all this. They said that exactly the same thing last season. We'll sign 2 or 3 players and we'll improve as well. Benny Blanco coming forward now.
This is great football from Arsenal.
Especially considering we were kind of under the cosh for a period of time. There's Odegaard.
I haven't enjoyed this.
Shaka should have had a hat trick. He should have had a hat trick.
I haven't paying too much attention on it. I'm unlucky because
He should have had a hat trick.
Again,
he's got.
James, you need to get that tactical insight, mate. I want to see that build-up talk. That was sensational.
Good
if you
football.
saw that.
It was good football.
Look at the overlap. Look at that from Odegaard.
That play, that was at least 12, 13 passes
in build-up.
building up from the
I
back.
think Odegaard covers the most distance in our team. Him or Xhaka, they cover so much distance every game.
This is what's annoying. I know, look, we can talk about it now because there's no pressure, but you know, we could have the way we're playing now. It's all good and well playing like this now. We want to move on to the next season, but it's a season of what could have been. It's a season of what could have been for sure. Like.
If he kept that in, that'd
Yeah,
be
very
good
unfortunate.
composed football.
And this is what I'm saying. Look, the build-up from the back is back. There's no mistakes. Everyone's moving. Everyone's enjoying. There's a lot of rotations. The rotations are working.
But you know what people are going to say though, aren't
Where
they?
was
They're
this?
going to counter that and say, yeah, but when the pressure was on.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Where was this for the last couple of games?
Pressure's a real thing in football. Pressure's a real thing. But
100%.
as I said, on James's tactical insight, you will see, I'm sure, that was at least 13, 14 passes of just pure penetration, rotation, everything from the back. It was just beautiful.
But I do question it. You question where would, like, because we played Nottingham Forest last week and there was none of this. And I know they're fighting to stay up, but like, you question these things. Like Southampton, when you know they
That's
that was dangerous. Southampton, even the Brighton game at home, like this, there was nothing like this at all.
What I will say though is, like, I think Arsenal, when the sun's out, you know, Arsenal play well at home. Arsenal
When the sun's out, so we can't play in the rain.
No, you know the whole saying, Arsenal play well when it's summer, like
Not on a cold Tuesday night.
in a cold show. Yeah. There you go. So listen, man, I think sometimes you just got to look at it and say, when did Arsenal actually lose the last game of the season as well?
Yeah, that's true.
I can't remember. Like we always turn up.
Yeah, we always do. That's a big fact.
So. Listen, man, there's so many little mitigating circumstances, but yeah, like that was just beautiful play. I really liked that goal. As I said, I'm interested to see the third goal.
I actually think, though, talking about pressure and that for me anyway, our best performance of the season was in a pressurised game when we went to Newcastle.
No, come on, that wasn't pressurised. We're not doing this again. No, that wasn't pressurised.
There was pressure on it.
The league was done. The league was done.
It wasn't.
There was no pressure.
At that stage, it wasn't done.
No, it was, but it was done. We just... Yeah, okay.
Great feat from Trossard.
Oh my days!
We knew it was done. Come on, Laurie.
It's quality football.
No, I don't agree.
Oh, no foul there.
All right, listen, we've got a score update from James over on Information Station.
Yeah.
Goal at the King Power. Leicester are 1-0 up, which means as things stand, it's Everton that are going to get relegated. So that is a massive goal. It's Harvey Barnes. And now they're having their fun. Leicester actually haven't been that great, but they're having a few chances now. They're one up. They've got to hope that Everton don't get the job done, that Bournemouth do them this favour, but at the moment they are. Fulham still 1-0 up at Man United, and Chelsea have equalised against Newcastle, which as things stand means that United by default would finish third place. So there is quite a lot going on, but this relegation battle is exciting. Villa 2-0 up against Brighton, so I think Tottenham's chances of European football next season are looking slim. Tottenham fans might be happy about that though, although it would have been some silverware. Anyway, as this stands, as I said, Leicester are 17th and staying in the Premier League if all results stay the same.
Oh, I would have liked to have seen Spurs in the Europa Conference League going to...
Again.
Yeah, that would have made me laugh. But listen, we'll be heading back over to James regularly throughout the games to give you the score updates throughout this fixture. But currently the score update over here is 35 minutes in, 3-0 to Arsenal.
I think this could be a 5 or 6 game, you know.
Is that a 5 or 6 game with us conceding, or 5 or 6?
No, 5-6-0. I'm talking.
I hope so. I just don't want to see us concede, and that's where I'm at now. I don't want to see. I'll be annoyed if this Arsenal team concede. Obviously, it will mean nothing
Will you though?
coming to the end. Yeah, no, bro. I've been saying the home performances haven't been. We've been leaking goals at home for the majority of the second half of the season. It's frustrating me so much. It's a habit that we shouldn't be having. I want the Emirates to be a fortress, especially next season.
One of the reasons it might not be a 5 or 6 is we've got 10 minutes until half time, and do we then see rotation? Do we then see those fringe players come in? And it could be 5 or 6 because maybe those fringe players like Reece Nelson and people have things to prove. And Fabio Vieira, he's definitely fighting. If he does get any chance, he's fighting for his Arsenal career at this point. But yeah, that they could maybe disrupt the rhythm a little bit, 3-4 goals up with bringing in these players. So let's see how they respond if those subs are made.
If ESL comes on, don't worry, you ain't getting...
Do you think that's a reason for them not to play them?
For who not to play?
The fringe players.
No. This is the best time to bring them on. This is what he should have been doing for all through the season, really, is when we were up, switching things up and keeping things fresh, which he didn't. But in my opinion, obviously, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But yeah, definitely the game doesn't. It depends on, for him, he will have players that he definitely wants gone, and if he's got players that he's not too sure about, they've got 45 minutes of football after this to maybe show him something.
I don't think this is a game where you really.
I understand that, but.
This is a game. If you're a player and you feel like you're favoured in the Arsenal side, and Reece Nelson, say, because they've been pushing him to get another contract. Yeah. This is a game you're dying to come on to. The last game of the season at home in the sun. Like you're gonna want to feature.
Mad,
Like you want to be involved. So I hope we do see some of them. I'm talking about the players that are favoured. Like Emile Smith-Rowe, he's going to get a good reaction from the majority of the crowd. I don't think anyone's really not wanting to see him. So. I'll be there in Mikel Arteta's vision, being like, yo, I'm ready. Because this is the game you want to come on. You're 3-0 up. Last game of the season. should be no pressure for you to come on and get involved, and probably add to the game as well.
100%.
37 minutes in, Wolverhampton on the. Who is that? Wang? Is on the attack there, chat? Here we go.
No, it's Bueno. That was the left back I was talking about.
He's good.
Yeah, he's very good. He's only 20, 21 years old. He's
You
so
know what's
good.
been good as well, right? The fullbacks are really helping out with the defending as well.
Yeah.
So, sorry, the wingers have
wingers
been
have
helping the fullback. Sorry, apologies.
They have to really got Party and sorry, Kiwi might be able to hold his own, but and Party as well. But they should.
But I'm just like sometimes forwards they as you would know.
Let man, they let man just suffer.
They let man.
So this thing with Party right back, is this some kind of permanent solution then, or?
No, it's just a sick joke, bro. But it needs to stop. It needs to stop quick. I don't.
'Cause I'm wondering.
See that being long term. And remember, right? Can we even if we did get Caicedo, that isn't the right back solution. Do you know what I mean? The right back solution is either Ben White or Tomiyasu or whoever else that we're going to get in. I think when you look at it, it's just a here and now thing rather than the long term. What he wants to do.
That was class there, by the way.
That's a foul.
That was class.
Come on, Odegaard. Come on, Odegaard.
The drop of the shoulder was rude there.
That's what makes him a nightmare because he can go both ways. There's not many players that, are equally as good on the left and the right, and that makes him a real nightmare.
Yeah, he left him. Oh, that's a cynical tackle as well.
I will say though, and again, I feel like you can be objective and say, fine, pressure is off and whatnot, but it's annoying that Arsenal turned up in such an irrelevant game.
This is what I was trying to say earlier. I said, what does it not annoy you? It annoys me. It annoys me.
And again,
but I knew they would. That's why I said 3-1.
I don't want to be that kind of person because Saka signed his new contract. People's first thing are saying, "Oh, it's only 4 years. We've got to go back to the table in 2 years." Like, let's celebrate the fact that he signed a new contract.
Deal,
But I do get a little bit annoyed. Like, people have been saying he's injured. People have been saying he's tired, but he's not tired today. He doesn't look injured today. So, look, like sometimes you just got to put it on and say, like, sometimes a man just hasn't turned up, and that's it. And I'm not saying Saka's the only one. There's been.
You make a good point because there's such a thing called mental tiredness.
Yeah.
And sometimes when the pressure's on,
it drains
you feel
man.
tired.
It drains you, yeah.
But
Like,
whereas when you're on top of things and things are going well, all of a sudden you get that extra kick.
Yeah, I mean, when you go gym, for example, like you sometimes you have a long day here, streaming, whatever. You just can't go. You just can't do it.
But if we were streaming every day for the whole season, holding the channel up, bro, you can imagine you'll be tired. Like, it's all the time. Like, these courses gonna be tired.
Odegaard free kick straight into the wall.
Of course, he's gonna be tired.
And let's be honest as well, Wolves are the perfect opponent because they're not playing for anything, are they?
Yeah.
And do you know what? I'm going to do this speech, and I don't know how much I can say of this, but we're going back to the tiredness. Obviously, I body double Rashford 2 weeks ago, yeah? He come on set, buzzing, wanting to play football, wanting to do shooting. And I said to him, bro, we can't do shooting because, long story short, we're not allowed to do anything too overexert them. We're not allowed to do that. We're allowed to do shooting and sprinting and stuff because obviously they've got to go back to their clubs. But he was like, no. We've had 2 days off. Please, can we do some shooting? So we did the crossbar challenge together. There's actually one video of him on his TikTok, and you'll see it. And I was like, rah, this is the energy man got from having 2 days off. He goes, we fought, because Eric gave him 1 day off, and he fought for a second day off, along with Bruno Fernandes and that. So I had an extra day off, and that gave him that reaction to want to play football, yeah? Another example, Nathan Ake, the week later, I'm with him, yeah? He comes on, this is a Thursday, this was last week. He comes on set and I'm like,
You're doing a good job of name dropping.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Because I'm making.
So we should.
I'm painting this full story.
Starboy,
So we're with him now,
And
yeah.
then Pep came.
Laurie's a hater, man.
He is.
Laurie's a
He's
hater.
But it's cool. I let him have it. He's uncle. So Thursday. This is a Thursday, yeah. So the next day I ask him. I say, "Oh right, you training tomorrow? Friday it is." He goes, "No, we got a day off." I said, "You got a day off on Friday?" I said, "You got a game this weekend?" He said, "Yeah, Pep's big on giving days off. He's big on family time. He's big on giving the team rest, and he always wants them to want to come back and train and play. When we're at City, we're fully focused. That's because he gives us time." It's a great play, by the way, from Arsenal.
Yeah.
He gives us time to rest. That's why you see Haaland get taken off before he scores a hat-trick and whatnot. And I'm like, rah, that want to play and be involved is something you do throughout the week. I believed into this, Saka's tired. I believed into, you can't be tired, he's playing 1 game a week. I was kind of on that. But now after seeing these players having their rest and coming back biting at the bit to want to play, I understand it. And
It's the intensity of challenging at the top. Do you know what I mean? It would
Exactly.
feel totally different to a mid-table. You go and do body doubles or shoots for players that are in mid-table that aren't fighting for anything, aren't winning anything.
He's chilling.
Do you know what I mean? Jamming. Jamming, exactly, jamming. Ollie's jamming. No, we love Ollie, but he's jamming though, for real.
Yo, Ollie,
He's
you're
right.
chilling, brother. Get yourself in your ice bath, man, and chill, bro.
True say, yeah, I didn't get the same reaction from him. But I allow my brother, allow Ollie, man. But yeah.
You know, actually, I feel bad because I'm going to ruin the reputation of your guys.
No, it's cool. No, it's cool.
It was me, don't
Brother,
worry,
I said when he scored against us, I said I didn't expect you to score that, and he said because you don't rate me, and
You should have said yeah.
I was like but it's Saliba, innit? I didn't expect him to get on and score that goal in the bottom corner, so it happens. But yeah, man. But it's a message just to show that I think this rest stuff and wanting people hungry to get involved is key. Same with like.
It's man management.
It is, bro.
Yeah,
it's
really important.
massive.
Really important.
In your days and lines of work, you probably get the same thing. When we're doing back-to-back content, it becomes like routine and machinery. But when we're doing things, you have a break and you have like creative ideas and you want to do a piece of content that you're passionate about, you see a whole different thing. And I know I've gone way left and whatnot, but that's like this last game of the season. That's why Saka's probably turning up. It's a mental thing. But it's hard to spot. It's
If
hard
you're
to spot,
playing,
though.
obviously you want to win today in front of your own fans, and thank the fans at the end of the game and have a good send-off and so forth. But,
Yeah.
I think, let's be honest, man, Wolves have been pretty poor in
They've been horrible, yeah.
especially defensively. They've been all over the place.
They haven't really done too much,
I
have
mean, the 2 goals that they conceded were identical, and then Xhaka nearly got a third one.
Yeah, similar
The
fashion.
same
right.
thing. So what does that tell you about how diligent they've been at the back?
Oh, whoa. This is my biggest fear here. Hold on.
The only thing I would say about it is that, to me, Wolves had a stonewall penalty denied.
Yeah, that was a
Never a pen.
That was a joke.
That was a penalty.
That was a straight pen.
That was a penalty.
That was-
If that was the other side, I'd be man's grabbing his neck, lying and pulling him down. That was bad from
I
Saka.
guarantee if that was at the other end, Nick wouldn't be saying that. I
Odegaard on the
guarantee it.
ball. Partey.
If it was down the other end, it would have been a penalty.
Home advantage. That's a weird position that Odegaard put himself in directly in front of Jesus there.
But he always likes to receive the ball in such tight circumstances, Odegaard.
No, he's a sign of a very good player though.
Yeah,
Sign of
he's
a
really
very good
confident.
player.
Look, I saw some stats on like how many times he scans a game in 90 minutes and stuff. It's insane. He's just constantly looking over his shoulder.
It's unbelievable. He's wanting this little scoop through ball.
Yeah.
We are actually coming up to this game's flown by the way. 45 minutes are coming up to.
It's all the good vibes.
It is the good vibes.
Yeah.
It is apart from over that side and that corner.
Nice summer's afternoon.
Yeah, you like the heat.
Yeah, who doesn't? You don't like heat, no?
I like heat with a little bit of aircon personally, but everyone's different.
I like the natural heat.
Nice, right, still,
It's all right. It's nice to see the team winning 3-0 as well. To end the season currently, listen, things can all change. Still 45 minutes, but
It is nice, but like I said, I do agree with Lee. It's like,
it's bittersweet.
it's a little bit anticlimactic because you're thinking, where was this a couple of weeks ago when we really needed it?
So what,
That's just inevitable. People are going to feel
we're
that
going
way.
to finish, 7 points behind Man City now?
The game's not done, but I hear it. I just be kept yeah.
Because they're currently drawing, so is it 6 or 7 points behind Man City?
They will probably win though.
Maybe.
No, they're on party mode. They're probably. Oh,
Remember they got 2 cup finals ahead of them. So they won't be on the. They can take this game chill, but they're not going to be mentally on the beach.
I hear that, but the Pep's press conference of how much they partied, where they said like,
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you got to enjoy it as well.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to enjoy. You can't just be machines to the end. I mean, because then you're going into got to enjoy it in between. They still got a week to their final.
This is the time when they get to do all their stuff, isn't it? Benny just got married,
Yeah, true.
and all that kind of stuff. Everyone's got to do what they got to do over that next 6-week period.
Amen. That's why you're gonna see me outside, the man them outside. I'm just saying, brother. You might see me. Can't lie, I'm outside now. The season coming to the end.
If you know what conversations I had. People,
That was
if you know
great
the
feat from
conversation,
Adama
this
Traore,
guy,
by the way.
especially with my brother,
Hey, we're human, yeah? We'll never forget that. We're all human, bro.
Aye,
Half time, we gotta enjoy it, man. We gotta be outside, bro. I'm telling you. Man, pun the street, them. until I'm back to work, yeah? I'm outside. Anyway, that is half time. Stop behind the mic. You're outside as well, you're out. Piss me off. Anyway, people, it's 3-0 half time to Arsenal here at the Emirates Stadium. Last game of the season. Boys, just thoughts on the first half. Quick, Nick, give me a little run through. I've got
Brilliant, perfect. Not quite the fairy tale
That's
ending
as
because
easy
of...
as first half as you're ever going to get in the Premier League.
Can I finish?
Right, Nick.
Oh, sorry.
You body doubling for me, bro. Oh, God,
If I was, you should be grateful.
No, yeah, man, you know, it's a fairy tale send-off for Granit Xhaka. And listen, it's important, even though the game doesn't mean anything, no pressure, it's important that the players know and are reminded this is what they can do when they turn up.
Laurie, as you or Nick? Go on.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, it's as easy as you're going to get at this level. Wolves, defensively especially, I think the only player that looks half interested in this game from the Wolves perspective is Traore up top. The rest of them have been woeful, and I could see this being, if it continues in the second half like this.
We've already dropped the intensity, to be fair. Last 5-10 minutes, we're already sort of taking
It's looking
off
like a 5-6-0 game.
Yeah,
He's going to rotate. I'll see him rotating coming the second half, but it'd be nice to see that, as long as you don't concede.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
It would be. Lee?
Yeah, listen, big up Granit Xhaka. I don't mind having a couple of players, as you guys mentioned, coming on. A nice little farewell tour for some of the players, ESR included, and move on to next season, man. But it's
100%.
been a good half.
Quickly before we cut to our sponsors. Quickly, Nick, who do you want to see relegated? Who would you want to see relegated? Quite harsh.
Happy Southampton's down, Leeds and
Do that one at last
Everton.
spot. Everton.
Leeds, because I mean, big up my cousins JD, Dean, Nicole. You know I love you, but I don't like you. So Leeds go down. They're big Leeds fans, and I'm gonna say Everton for the Bants. I'll say Everton for the Bants.
Laurie?
I think the only one of those teams that's down there that I probably would like to see stay up is Leicester, and I don't even know why. So I've not really got any horse in the race, to be honest. But if Leicester stay up, I'll be happy for them. The rest of them.
Are there any players we can nick from any of those clubs on the cheap?
James Madison,
Madders, maybe. Yeah.
and Didi.
No,
dunno.
maybe the quite people
Tielemans.
want him. No, I don't want Tielemans
I
loud.
think that, yeah, I think
He's
that-
free
that's-
anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But a lot of those guys won't be there if they do
Nah.
go down. I would have.
Yeah, that's just an opportunity to get some players on the cheap, isn't it?
Corey,
Corey, I like him. as
Harvey
well.
Barnes.
Decore is such a good shout.
That's a Leicester. I'm talking about Everton.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
yes.
no, any one of the teams.
Yeah, yeah,
Teams. All right, cool. Before we switch over to the halftime show, if you're thinking about your next holiday, then check this out.
If you're travelling soon, why pay more? Just change your location before you travel so that you can explore local prices on accommodation, flights, car rentals, and events. Once you're in your destination country, you can change your location back to the UK. So it's easy to access your emails, banking, and subscriptions. Click the link to unlock your internet freedom with NordVPN. And with the AFTV special, you can save even more. Click the link to be invincible.
It's half time. Arsenal are 3-0 up, battering Wolves. Who could have guessed it? I could have, because as I tweeted about 10 minutes ago, Arsenal on the final day of the season, when there is no pressure, are the greatest team of all time. Take that as much of a joke as you want. But look, Arsenal are cruising, absolutely cruising, as you'd expect them to be, because there isn't too much to play for. They want to go off with a good send-off. They're playing in the new kit. They're feeling fresh. And actually, they're looking quite fresh, because this is much better than what we saw against Brighton and Forest. Granted, Forest were fighting for their lives. Granted, Brighton are a much better team. But you know, Wolves are okay. They've got a good manager. They've got some good players. And yeah, they're probably on the beach a little bit, but you could argue that Arsenal are too. But at least they're putting on a real show for the fans. And Granit Xhaka's got 2 goals. That takes them to about 7 goals and 7 assists for the season. I was trying to check the stats. I haven't quite updated yet. I don't think they have anyway. So I believe that is 7 goals and 7 assists for the season, which is really, really impressive output from Granit Xhaka. I mean, I'm used to him getting... In fact... You know what? Let's do it on the spot. Granit Xhaka. Let's have a little look at how it compares to previous seasons. Premier League stats. Let's have a little look, because it's such a massive jump, and I know we'll talk about it inevitably on the Tactical Insight show tomorrow. Let's have a little look. Yes, I accept cookies. There we go. Right, cool. So the season before, Granit Xhaka got 1 goal and 2 assists all season. The season before that, again, 1 goal, 2 assists. The season before that, was it just 1 goal, 2 assists every season? Is that right? Let's have a little look. I'm just having... 2 goals, 2 assists in his first season. Anyway, you get the point. 7 goals, 7 assists in his first season in the Premier League. His final season in the Premier League is really, really impressive. That's 14 goals and assists across the 38-game campaign. And he's been really, really good, and fair play to him. He deserves it this season. Because he's been fantastic, not just for what he does going forward, but what he does defensively. Bukayo Saka, reminding everyone why some people were more than happy with the contract he signed. There was a lot of debate around the money, around the 4 years, around rumours of a release clause and this, that and the other. Look, Bukayo Saka's a really, really talented player. And that's not to say that there shouldn't be questions around contracts and all that. You should kind of question everything, the good, the bad, or whatever. There should be debate and discussion around it. But Bukayo Saka reminded us with that goal and that finish, what an unbelievable player he is, the potential he's got. And that finish was, that goal, that's not just like a final day of the season, our Wolves just aren't really at it, kind of a back post, easy finish. That was quality. You do that at any point of the season, that is absolute quality. And he's reminded us of that as well. So well done, Bukayo Saka. Arsenal are playing, look, call it a 4-3-3, call it a 3-2-5, 3-2-4-1, whatever you want. The point is, Thomas Partey is inverting into midfield. I think trying it away at Forest was interesting. The first time you're doing it is away at a club who are fighting for their lives, but I guess second place was sort of secured for Arsenal. But I think today you're seeing the benefits of playing that kind of football. You have your back four, you have, I'm showing it this way, so flip it, but, we're used to having White a right back with Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko. That first 3 players I've mentioned, they become a back 3. Zinchenko comes inside. We've just flipped it. So when people are asking for Kieran Tierney to play in this team, wondering why he doesn't, the point is that Kieran Tierney, yes, he can slot into a back 3, but he's not the best in build-up. He's not the best kind of on the ball. What he does really, really well is the overlapping. It's the way Trent and Robertson have played as fullbacks. It's the way Kieran Trippier's played a bit this season for Newcastle. It's the kind of old school overlapping fullback. That's what Kieran Tierney does really, really well. And we don't have players that do. We don't have a system that does that. We don't have a manager that wants to play with overlapping fullbacks. Ben White would do it sometimes this season. We did see a little bit of it, but that's when we're really knocking on the door for a goal, and he's happy to leave 2 centre-backs left in defence that Ben White can get forward. That's why Kiwi is slightly more suited to it, and I actually think Partey is doing well. He's the one who's played the ball forward and out to Saka in really good areas. And actually, when you look at the Arsenal shape they're in, people talk about how different it is, but actually Ben White is still playing in that sort of right of a back 3 like he has most of the season. Thomas Partey still playing as that kind of right defensive midfielder in the way he would be when Zinchenko's there anyway, and then you still got Odegaard and Saka doing their thing. So really it's not changed as much as people think, but Arsenal are looking a lot better. And like I said, of course, you think about no pressure, you think about final day of the season, all that. Arsenal are brilliant when they're in those situations. I remember they did the same against Watford, was it a couple years ago? Again, 3-0 up in the first or something like that. Let's go through some of your comments. I'm going to talk about the rest of the games. Jules says, oh, please, James, Saka's not won anything yet. And now he signed the contract, of course, like Aubameyang and Ozil and others before them. 1 goal does not a summer or season make it. Okay, Jules, I'm not 100% sure what you're saying. But the point is, you're critical of the fact that Saka hasn't done enough yet to earn that contract. I didn't say he had. I'm not really talking about the contract. I'm talking about the ability he has shown in just that goal alone. He's reminding everyone what a top player he is. What else have we got? Joyo Broto says, shameless cast. I don't know why. We can't enjoy Arsenal winning a game of football? I don't think anyone's getting their hopes up here. Let's have a little look at the Premier League scores, because it's actually far more interesting across the rest of the Premier League, and I'm going to go through every single one. Aston Villa 2-1 up against Brighton. Why is that important? Because it means at the moment they are going to confirm 7th place and get Conference League football, denying Tottenham that place, who are 1-0 up at Leeds United. That result also means that Leeds are heading down. Leeds, in fact, could turn it around to go 2-1 up, but they would remain in the relegation zone because Leicester are doing their job. They are 1-0 up at home to West Ham, thanks to Harvey Barnes' goal, and I've been keeping an eye on that game. And it's, Leicester, I mean, they've done well in that situation. They've got themselves 1-0 up, and they're hoping for a favour. Sorry to speak. They're hoping for a favour from Bournemouth, and they're getting it so far. Everton 0, Bournemouth 0. Travis made a great save late in that first half to deny Everton. But actually, from what I saw, because I sort of tuned in from 26 minutes onwards, Bournemouth were actually looking the better team. There was a cutback. I think they could have done a little bit better from a shot from Solanke. Bournemouth have looked quite dangerous. Everton have ridden their luck a little bit. But, are in a position where the destiny is still in their hands. If they get a goal, suddenly they're the ones staying up as well. But they are playing with wing-backs and 4 central midfielders. It's very weird from Sean Dyche. He's gone a little too defensive, if you ask me, and it could cost Everton. But let's see. Brentford 0, Man City 0. Let's have a look at the stats in that game. 5 shots for Brentford, 7 for Man City. Man City not on the beach, but probably resting their squad, looking ahead to all the football they've got to play in the FA Cup final and the Champions League final. Walker, Ake, they've got their minutes. Otherwise, largely completely rotated team. I wonder whether that might be a problem for Man City, because there's still a week till the FA Cup final, and then there's still a week till the Champions League final after that. So actually, do you want your players not playing as much football? I understand that he's trying to protect them, but they have played a lot of football this season anyway. Man United 1, Fulham 1. That result actually did have them dropping out of third place, but they've got it back thanks to an own goal from Kieran Trippier after Anthony Gordon put Newcastle 1-0 up. And the fact that Newcastle are drawing means that Manchester United are going to nick third place, having gone 1-0 down to Fulham. Liverpool were 2-0 up, and early on, inside 14 minutes, they were 2-0 up against Southampton. Firmino in his final game for Liverpool, he scored in his final game at the Kop. At Anfield. He got their second goal, put them 2-0 up, but Southampton showing some fight for their fans on the final day. They've actually outshot Liverpool despite having less possession, 9 shots to 7. They've pulled it back to 2-2 with James Ward-Prowse. Could that be James Ward-Prowse's last ever goal in his last ever game for Southampton as well, and Sulemana getting goal as well? So 2-2 there at St Mary's. What other results did I tell you about? Forest are 1-0 up at Palace. And I think that's pretty much it. So let's have a little look at the table. Remind ourselves how that leaves everything. Man City would win the title with 90 points as things stand. Arsenal would finish second on 84, 6 points behind them. Same amount of draws, 2 defeats more, but 2 wins less as well. Man United, as things stand, would end on 73 points. And in third place, Newcastle would end on 71. And in fourth place, Liverpool, 5th place. There's no trouble there. They will get 5th place no matter what happens today. Brighton, again, 6th place is confirmed, as is the Europa League. But the big one is 7th, 8th and 9th between Villa, Tottenham and Brentford. Because Villa are winning, they are getting 7th place with 61 points. Tottenham, even though they're winning, they're only on 60 points. And Brentford on 57. So they need results to go that way. They need Brighton to turn it around, who have pulled a goal back, to be fair, against Villa. Brentford would need Brighton to win that game at Villa and Tottenham to lose. Just lose? Maybe a draw might be enough. And as we mentioned, Leicester, because they're winning, they are on their way to the Premier League next season. That's the results. That's how everything stands. First 45 minutes played. Big 45 minutes to come. Wow, it must be tense for some fans around the country right now. I'll keep you up to date with all that. Arsenal kicking off very shortly. As always, a big thank you to NordVPN, who have powered this watch-along and every watch-along this season. They've been amazing. Go show your support to them by going to nordvpn.com/AFTV, and we'll see you in a sec. Second half, back to kick off.
Somewhere in London, and it's looking pretty red. Lee Judges has attempted to score some new content. He's got to get past a hacker, malware and password attacks. Lee takes off. But look, the hacker sends password attacks towards Lee. He's dispossessed of all his passwords and data. He goes again, but he's hacked to the ground. Look at Lee's in pain, and they're mocking him. Wait, he's got a last-minute transfer deal. He's got NordVPN on his team now. I mean, is that even legal? Oh, that's next generation encryption, absolutely blinding the opposition. And the fastest VPN on the planet flies past password attacks, takes down the ball and scores! That's fresh content on your favourite streaming services. You're protected on multiple devices, back of the net. Just change your location in the app. Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.
The Wolves players are out on the pitch. Arsenal players, I mean, normally you're getting a rollicking and you get sent out early. So that's probably why they might be in there, but Arsenal seems to be taking their time to get back onto the field. But we are, oh, here they are. They're arriving on the field now as we get ready
They
to
could have come out 5 minutes later, so Wolves still wouldn't score. They've been absolutely woeful.
Ruben Neves is on
Fred.
now though, so you never know. Ruben Neves, Nuri, both come on.
To say they've been on the, I wouldn't even say they've been on the beach. They've been on the sauna.
These could be the fame. You know them, man. You know this. I get so fearful of talking like this now.
It's just-
you know?
yeah, it's
Like
just-
just in
How
case.
many years you been an Arsenal fan and you ain't learned your lesson to not talk mad?
What, you seen Wolves coming back from 3-0 down?
But listen, we had this conversation when it was
Liverpool.
after that Bournemouth
the team
game.
they played and got relegated. They're 2-0 up.
Yeah, but they're playing for something. Wolves are not playing for
No.
The Wolves players,
Southampton
Yeah.
are relegated.
the Wolves players are playing not to get injured.
No,
Because they wanna go on
Southampton
holiday
are
next
Look,
relegated.
Southampton relegated currently.
That's what they're playing for.
Southampton relegated currently. They were 2-0 down and they're 2-2 against Liverpool right now. That is
Is Southampton what?
2-2 against Liverpool.
That's a fun game, isn't it?
He's bonkers, isn't he? Laurie is
Laurie,
bonkers.
something else.
Swear down.
Laurie, you are something else.
Fun time.
Hey, Jason, I need my own chair, man.
I need Laurie here forever. When he starts going a bit, you know what I mean? Man said it's a fun game, innit?
Oh my god, bro.
It's fun time.
So I think Hugo Bueno's come off for Nuri, and Bueno is one of the only bright sparks along with Adama, and Nuri is just assaulting Saka from the get-go straight away.
That is a foul. He's probably seen what happened to
It's the penalty.
Adama in the first half and just thought, yeah, man, I could do that and get away with it.
I was gonna ask.
I don't think we've spoken enough about that, you know. That's
What, the penalty they should have?
No, that was a penalty.
That was a... Look at us laughing.
seriously.
No, it's not a penalty, bro.
I mean,
It's so bad, man.
Give you
Well,
a one,
if
give
that
you
is
a
not
one
a
the ball.
penalty, then
Give you a
seriously.
one the ball. There's a lot of ball in that challenge, and then they toppled over.
The man,
Things
like,
That
happen.
changed the game, though, I'll be honest.
that's-
Seriously, I
happened.
know it's not, no, but come on, man. Rules
no,
are
I
the
hear
rules.
it.
No, that's a penalty.
That was as
I said it's a penalty.
yeah, I know you did. It's a stonewall penalty as your ever. How they didn't get that?
rate
Seriously, Adama's shirt, and you know he's a big, strong dude.
Ruben Neves should have come on in the beginning of the game and then shake the ref's hand and give him a hug.
Yeah.
He waited till half time. That's what it
I'm gonna
is.
say, what are you guys gonna rate Xhaka's, time at Arsenal? Because, you've got.
He's a legend.
7. Stop that, man. He's had
He
7
been-
years. 7 years at Arsenal. I
Legend.
believe. He's had 5, I would say, very off, mediocre, up and down seasons.
Yep.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, and
but the last 2 years, he's been good. But what would you give?
overall, I think he's been a force for good. But I would say that this is as good a time for him to leave as any.
Cross
For
comes in.
both. So in other words, what I'm saying, it's mutually
Ball's
beneficial for
But
both
what
parties.
score would you give him?
He goes out, I'll give him a 7.
7.
Yeah,
7.
I would say 6 personally, though.
7.
5 is average, and the only reason
He's been good for us.
yeah, but 2 out of 7 years is mental. But I applaud the turnaround so much because
a great pass from
I was
Ramsdale,
quite a
by
big
the way.
head. That was a great. He was right. That was a great pass from him. But because of the turnaround, such a big turnaround, I bump him up.
See, in those so-called
above
bad
average
years,
by
that
one.
shoot.
I
You're
don't know
saying,
why
I
he
don't
didn't
think
shoot
he's
there.
been quite that bad.
Another little chip.
No,
pass
no,
into
he has
Odegaard.
to be. There's been a lot of errors leading to goal, a lot of red
Remember when
cards.
he was making all those rash decisions, getting sent off and stuff
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm saying,
that?
yeah, the red cards,
But
yeah.
but even then, that was interspersed with some very good play from him. So
Lee?
I'll go 7.
I would say, I think before last season, I would have given him a 4. But I
a
think
great pass.
because of where he's
Maybe.
come from and where he's at, I have to give him a 6. Sorry,
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think a 6. I think he's bumped himself up 2 levels. Now the goals, the discipline. He did the thing against Liverpool, but part of it was he stepped up for his team. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily mind. He was the only one when Arteta got pushed by De Bruyne. He stepped up. So I think a 6. I think a 7. That's recency bias. I don't think you can give him a 7 anyway because he's had 7 years here, and 5 of them have been very, very poor, average at best.
Very poor.
I think no, they have been. Remember, and you know what?
Very poor.
I think,
Very-
let me give my answer to that. I think when you look at it, right, this was the same time when we was meant to get who? Kante.
Yep.
And what did we get? We got Xhaka. Fine, not a
Yeah.
problem. Wenger wanted him or whatever. you've made that decision, you've got to see something similar, unfortunately, because it's the same thing like Núñez and Haaland. They get compared because they got brought in at the same season. So I just think that unfortunately,
every man trust him.
They do. But I just think unfortunately, it's a thing where we look at it and I say, great servant. I think he's always been, a ready.
So he's a great servant, but you only give him 6.
Yeah,
6 is fair.
But I just because what would you give?
A great servant isn't the same as a great player.
Yeah, great player. Like I don't think that you can. I think El Nene's been a great servant, but I don't think he's a great player for Arsenal. So,
I don't even think El Nene thinks he's a great player.
Well, look, I think he's serviceable. So, I would give El Nene a 4. But he's not had enough time, I don't think, to be that kind of. So 4, whatever. But fine, whatever. For the role he's been, if I was talking about the role, I'll give him a 7 or 8. I think he's been a great cheerleader for the team.
If El Nene was to leave tomorrow, I'd give him a 6.
Yeah, he's
so that means, just by definition, you would have to give Xhaka a 7.
Why by definition you would have to give Xhaka a 7?
Because if we're saying that El Nene's a 6.
Sorry, let Lee finish.
Let me, because I think you can't compare the two anyway, because one's a role player and one's a starter. So for the role player that he is, I think you have to look at it a bit differently. So you give him a 6 for being a role player, or 5 for being a role player. But if it's a first teamer, he's not. You can't compare him to Xhaka. Xhaka's played way more games, been way more effective, had bigger roles in the team.
But yet you
price
give
tags as well from what they came in for.
You just said it yourself. He's been way more effective.
Yes, because he's a first team player. It doesn't mean he's been great.
No, I didn't say he's been great.
Mustafi was a first team player.
7 doesn't mean great, 7 means good, doesn't it?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think he's averaged out to being just below good, so I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, if you populate the other players around it, you can't be that high. I think 7 is quite high. But that's your own opinion. Quickly, just give you an update. Southampton have beaten Liverpool 3-2.
Wow.
From 2-0 down.
And they're already relegated. I mean, they're going to be having the same conversation as us, even worse.
Oh, yeah,
why are we waiting? Why are we waiting to this? We're relegated.
I reckon Ivan Toney's all over that one, mate.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
2-0 down to 3-2 beating Liverpool. Southampton.
Well, you think you bet on that, yeah?
Ivan Toney's all over that one.
Oh, decent corner.
Oh!
Party!
That was in slow motion there, man.
Someone's buying that chance. Hey, brother, no, come on.
Jose
Have
Sarr,
they given it? Have they given it?
Well, Jose Sarr's complaining. They're going to look at that shove. No. It was Ben White. They're going to look at that.
No, don't.
But everyone just froze and waited in slow motion.
They'll take that out.
Oh, going to be clear.
They'll chalk that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Welcome to the Cook Club. That's okay. Oh, but I was strike though.
I know he licked that in the box.
To be fair, yeah, we scream when he shoots him outside the box.
It's disallowed. I'm going to go with the free
They
kick.
cut out. Oh, it's vibes in. Shame. That's a foul. Kicked him in the
I
back.
think Ben White did infringe on how much of the infringement
The
was.
nasty part to get a goal.
Oh man, I
think I've seen Ben. Didn't Ben White do that a couple of weeks ago? We
Yeah,
had
he
a
did,
goal
yeah.
and
Yeah, we had a disallowed
he needs to
because of
stop doing that.
But I think that the last one stuff. I think he was trying to move around.
Let's face it, goalkeepers are a protected species when it comes to stuff like that.
when he wanted him to get a goal, I'm hurt, bro.
Protected position. Species is mad.
When you do boxing content with Laurie, he comes out with the maddest analogies and stuff.
What do you rate Xhaka's 7-year tenure?
I think it would have to be a 6. Again, I actually disagree in terms of you have to score him higher than El Neni, because although his highs have been higher because he plays more football, his lows have also been lower. There are more games that we've lost. Wolves here on the edge of the box, and I don't know what that is, but it's going to go out for a.
If that was a shot.
Oh, it's still in play.
That was nearly going out for.
Yeah, it's nearly going out for a throw-in.
Adama is a chaos.
See this on the edge of the box? Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Just does.
Oh wow, Leeds losing 2-0 as well.
Leeds losing 2-0. Blimey. Oh!
Leeds are.
That's good.
Yeah,
block.
losing 2-0.
So where was
nice
this?
way to get the goal kick? Arsenal goal
Where was
kick,
this
perfect.
new manager bounce that Big Sam was supposed to provide?
Yeah, happened against
He's
us.
done nothing. Have they even won a game since he rocked up there, Leeds?
Nah,
There you go.
they lost to Newcastle. They lost to the first game. I can't remember.
I think they drew with Everton, didn't they?
That's intentional. To be fair, that was stupid for me.
But yeah, the Granit Xhaka, I think a 6. And I think the whole club has to take some responsibility. I remember he came in initially as a DM, and I never forget he was saying, "I'm here to add some strength and some granite to Arsenal because we were a very weak side at the time. We desperately needed a DM." He came in the DM position. He looked really exposed, and it took Wenger and the entire club a couple of seasons to actually work out that actually this guy isn't a defensive midfielder and maybe he's more of a transition player. And he didn't actually start playing that 8, and then he looked a little bit better in the 8. And that's a foul.
That is a great play from Gabriel though.
But yeah, so I think it's a 6. It's got to be a 6. It can't be any higher than that. I know it's ending romantically, but I think a 7 would be. I think he would have had to contribute a little bit more. But I will say about Granit Xhaka that I rate him around about. He was in it. He was always sort of in the middle of whatever team he was playing in. You know what I mean? He's like the mean player in the middle. And he's looked better in a much better team as you'd expect, and he looked worse in a not so good team. But he's been a good servant and a good transition player to get us back to being competitive. And I respect him for that.
Let's not forget, right? The man lost. He got stripped of the captaincy.
Yeah.
But he also regained it. So.
Okay, but you can't give him a 7 for getting stripped of the captaincy. Okay, fine. He didn't.
Booed off by our own fans at home.
No. I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that makes him a 7. I think the fact that he got taken, the captaincy got taken, because you can get booed. Abue got booed, but we liked Abue, but he got booed.
There's got to be a goal here.
Great pass from Erdogan, a little bit overhit.
What I tend to look at as well is this. You've had, since he's been at the club, you've had 3 managers.
4.
4, so yeah, 4.
And including
Wenger,
5.
What's his name?
Lundberg.
Emery.
Lundberg and
Arteta, yeah.
Arteta. And all 4 of those managers have played inconsistently. So what does that say to you?
But also that could also say that we just didn't have any better players in that position at the time.
It could do, but that...
There's this what I'm saying, it's not...
That would seem to suggest that all 4 of those guys rated him.
There's managers that play players that they don't rate depending on if they've got other players that they can play in that position.
Because I feel like Arteta rated him though, because he pushed for him to stay. He really pushed for him to stay.
Yeah.
And he also gave him a new role within the team. So that suggests that he's a very adaptable player.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for me 7. I think you guys being a bit stingy with that 6, man.
Well, I say 6. You say most people say 6. You say 7. What's been your best moment of the season from Arsenal? Give me a moment.
Best moment of this season? Yep. The Reece Nelson 3-2. I was here with you, man. Yeah, that for me was or the 3-1.
Oh, here we go.
Or the Saka's goal against Man United.
No, you got one. Which one?
Oh, brother, the Reece Nelson.
Reece Nelson. Lee's gonna be a.
It's 4-0.
His head.
It's 4-0.
Samba boy,
Jesus back post.
Is that phone? Is that phone ringing? He's gonna do it now.
Pick up the phone, baby.
Pick up the phone, man.
I know you're home, baby.
Hey, there it is.
I was thinking, brother.
He's got to do the double foot and the greens.
Yeah, pick up the phone, baby.
Yeah, I think it was his daughter's birthday the other day as well, actually. Quite
There you
fun.
go.
I think it was his daughter's birthday, yeah. She turned, I believe, I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah,
she
same.
turned 2, I think.
Happy birthday to Jesus.
Yeah,
Baby Jesus.
Man's just always doing family stuff.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. It's just him and his gal on bike rides and their utes and that. Just, I mean, I like that. I like that.
Care about all that.
Nah, I like that. I like a disciplined baller. I'm not gonna lie.
Pick up the phone.
No, but they do. Alex Ferguson did say that's a great ball.
The defender didn't even jump, man.
How many assists did Trossard
Also,
got?
very, very good game from
Trossard's got
Trossard so
loads.
far.
Loads of assists.
Very
Yeah,
good game from Trossard.
Brennan, how many assists has Trossard got?
Brennan.
Yeah, he'll put it on the screen. Isn't
Oh, okay, cool. And so James will get that set up anyway for us. I'm sure he will when we head over to him for the goal reaction. What a goal! What a cross from Trossard. Jesus with his head. Quality goal again. It's been a good. The question is, where was this performance in the previous games? But you know what? You can be one of those fans, or you can enjoy it and enjoy what you're seeing today.
I think the fans there'll be a feeling of both, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they will. I think there'll be a feeling
And
of
the
both
fans will be entitled to think that. They'll be saying, listen, yeah, you done great today, and yes,
Saka's going to probably come
we've had a great season,
Saka
but
needs to
surely
come off, man.
this type of performance against Wolves
Yeah.
invites
think,
the
you know what?
question, where was this when the pressure was
This
on?
might be good for England. Get him off, don't make him play.
Yeah, Saka needs to come.
That's
off.
one thing with Saka
Looks like Saka's
that...
going to get rotated here.
Well done, Arteta.
Saka is coming. Looks like he is heading off.
He's
off
been
the
my
field.
player of the season for Arsenal.
100%. We're going to head over to James B to get the reaction of the goal 4-0 to Arsenal. What has he got for us?
Before I do that, though, there has been a massive goal. Everton are 1-0 up against Bournemouth, and you have to see this strike from Decore. It just landed at him, and he just absolutely walloped it. The keeper couldn't do anything. I think there were too many defenders in his way. But at the moment, that means Everton are going to be staying up. There's nothing Leicester can do about it. Leicester are doing their job. They're 1-0 up at home to West Ham, but Everton are 1-0 up as well, which will keep them up on 36 points. Let's see if Bournemouth can respond, because they're dropping down to 16th, below Forest as well there. So having had a real kind of resurgence recently. Not looking too good for them. But still plenty of time to play, about half an hour. Arsenal 4-0 up now. I mean, Trossard, he did that against Fulham, didn't he? The sort of dragging onto his left foot, clip to the back post. It's a great cross, and it's a really good header from Jesus as well. And to answer Lee's question, that puts him on, I believe, 12 assists and 8 goals. So that's 20 goals and assists, having played for Brighton and not really always been a starter for Arsenal as well. So that's a really good campaign for Leandro Trossard. Man United are 2-1 up against Fulham, so no matter what Newcastle do at Chelsea, as it stands, it won't matter. United will secure third place, and that's pretty much it. Leeds, they're gone because Tottenham are 2-0 up, and Everton and Leicester are doing their jobs. Yeah, lots going on, but Arsenal are 4-0 up. Well done.
Reece Nelson has entered the field for Bukayo Saka, which is nice to see. I want to see Reece Nelson. I was asking people's best moment of the season. Lee, quickly yours. Are you agreeing with Nick?
Do you know why I'm going to say the Saka goal against Man United? Because I was here.
Oh yeah.
Chip was here.
It was a mad thing.
You was here. Charlene was here.
It was
and
great.
do you know what? That goal when he scored and he did the celebration.
Yeah.
In
Holding the
Rashford's
corner post.
boat. Man, did I listen? That day,
I can't lie, it was a mad thing.
lost my voice. Hey, chair was bust up. Live. No, that day was.
I was waiting for still. I can't lie.
Yeah, that day was supreme. So that's 100% gonna be my moment of the season. That was a great moment. So yeah.
Yeah, Laurie, you moment of the season. I like that.
You know what? I think I'm going to have to go with Reece and Bournemouth
Yeah.
for the moment of the season. The performance of the season, I said earlier, I think it's without a doubt Newcastle away.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lee doesn't agree because he thinks the title was gone then, but technically there was still a lot to play for in that game. In fact, if you remember, when we went to Newcastle, we had to beat them to stay in the title race, and to do it the way we did it, and the fact that everybody was writing the team off and saying, look, they beat you last year, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
And to go there and keep them 2-0, I thought that.
Jesus, edge of the box.
Leicester 2-0 up. Just Leicester 2-0 up. I feel like I just heard the crowd as well. I feel like I just heard the
Oh,
Emirates.
great
I don't know if
pass.
I did.
It's a great feet. Oh my goodness.
Maybe it was a close chance. I was quality.
But no, I do think that was a great performance. I will.
I mean, everything about that
was a
performance
mature
for me was good. The fact that it was away from home, everybody had written us off. Newcastle, the team that everyone's looking at in the ascendancy. The fact that they beat us there last year so comfortably, to go up there and do that and, stay in the title race at that time, for me, that was the best performance of the season.
That's quality from Jesus. But I hear that. Okay, next one. Nick, worst moment of the season for you?
The City game at home.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, it's just the whole performance poor. We did nothing. Laid down. Gave up the title there and then.
The home performance here, or
Was it the one again? Was it the one that was here, our ground? Where we just offered. No, maybe it was the one at their ground then.
Yeah, it was their ground.
It was their ground. Yeah, where we just offered nothing.
Yeah.
I think it was 4-1 in the end.
4-1 in
and it was Rob Holding that scored.
Sorry, yeah. Ireland scored, let his head down.
Yeah, and it was that's it. Yeah, that one was the worst.
Worst
Really
moment of the season for you, Arsenal fan? Good one.
You know what?
Oh, this football is
It's
insane.
unbelievable. Odegaard here on the ball. These are just get.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Odegaard is outrageous.
Oh my god!
Martin Odegaard is outrageous. Honestly,
Is he a joke?
on his best day, he might have the highest ceiling in our
Brother,
team.
zoom in. Don't zoom in.
He might have the highest ceiling of any baller in our team.
Oh,
my
through the
God.
middle.
He should have shot though. He should have shot. He's got to be greedy.
Oh,
He's
I
got-
wanted a different angle.
Yeah, I need a better angle of that as well.
That was
But
rude.
they'll have that on Twitter.
Yeah,
Do you know what as well, right? I know, I can't remember, there was a piece of skill, I know we're going back to a bit, but
Go
the
on.
piece of skill that Odegaard did where he kind of flip-flapped
on the move. Yeah.
on the move.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I don't know. That was one of my moments.
And I think it was when we were playing against, was it Southampton game when he had 2 players behind him and he had 2 players on his back and he just done like a reverse
Yeah,
pirouette.
yeah,
Oh, that was
That guy.
disgusting.
But I think my worst point of the season.
Yeah, low point.
You know what? I will say, I have to give Laurie credit here. Because we did a live. I think it was a Thursday, the day before, a couple of days before we played Brentford,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It's great football. Sorry, but yeah, okay. Yeah.
I was
before
like, yeah, we're gonna. I was just so disheartened that day. I was so disheartened because I just thought we would smash them. Going into that Man City game, the game
Oh,
after.
okay, yeah.
And we drew 1-1. The VAR wasn't working.
Yep.
And from there, I was like, home form. We had already drew to Newcastle. That was the first kind of game we dropped points, and then Brentford a bit later on. So that was a bit where I was like, it was teetering a bit. And I thought we had to beat Brentford. So I'm probably going to say Brentford. That was probably secretly my lowest point moment because I just felt that we didn't play well.
Yeah.
We were all looking forward to that Man City game, and then we fluffed our lines and that. So,
I feel like even though it wasn't finished, that's when it started to, the wheels started to come off.
I
Yeah.
could feel it a
yeah.
little bit, like I could feel it. But yeah.
Oh, Jorginho going for the tink over the top.
Me,
Yeah, your lowest point, Laurie, of the season. What was
well,
yours?
Nick said the Man City game already, but I think the one that kind of stands out for me was the abject performance against Forest.
Okay.
I thought-
It's the last week, yeah? That's your low, okay?
I just felt that.
It was done by then.
I'll tell you what, I know it was done by then, but I mean,
Oh, I'm passing the
Go on,
middle.
Trossard. But
What a strike.
what a strike that was.
Keeper's
And
made
I-
the
and I'm
save.
trying
It's
not
a
to
great
be-
strike.
Oh, great
I'm
save.
trying not to be too critical of the team because they have had a very good season.
Of course.
But for me, that performance was so poor on so many levels because you had basically a team that
It's going in as well.
just they outplayed us, they outfought us. It kind of took me back to the Arsenal of a few years ago
Yeah.
when people said, look, if you get in amongst this lot, they will wilt. There's no fight in the team. And I saw vestiges of that in that performance. And I didn't like that, man, to be honest. I know you could say that the title's already done by then, but
But yeah, as a user fans, it's disappointing to see.
yeah, to see that Forest just rough us up like that and we didn't offer any resistance. I don't think we had a shot on goal until
Late in the second half.
late in the second half. It was awful. And again, like I said, and it was, I mean, we could talk about the City game and people will say quite rightly, yeah, that's City, they do that. So, I mean, look what they did to Real Madrid a few weeks later or a few months after that or whatever. So that's City, yeah? But to get roughed up and kept to zip by Nottingham Forest, I just thought that was poor. But then again, like I said, I don't want to dwell on that too much.
No, of course not. It's
because
just a simple question. Obviously, Nick said Man City. You said Brentford. You've said
for me, it was
the
Forest.
Forest game. Let me see. It's an attack from Arsenal. We are dominating this ball, by the way.
I'd say I think Jose Sarr is probably the best keeper in the league outside of the top 4.
No, David Raya. He's very
It's between those two, but I'm it's so tight between those
What,
two.
you reckon he's better than Pickford?
Yes.
I
Yes.
think Pickford's
Yes,
so
by
overrated.
a considerable
He's
distance.
so overrated.
Really?
Would you? So if you didn't have Ramsdale, you'd have Pickford over Jose Sarr.
No,
or
I'm
David
just
Raya?
putting the question.
Man said
He's so
Pickford. You know.
overrated.
I think Pickford's a good keeper.
Top 4. Nick Pope's in there as well. He's
a good shot stopper.
Top 4. Yeah, he's actually.
Bit irrational at times.
Who's that?
4-2 to Southampton over Liverpool.
Oh my!
4-2. That is crazy, boy. That is crazy.
Ivan Toney must be counting his winnings. Then.
I've just seen that Decore go as well. Absolutely in madness.
It's crazy, yeah?
Yeah.
Be sure to check that out after.
So at the moment, who's going down?
Everton are staying up. The other 2 are going down.
Well, Leeds and Leicester.
Yeah.
Here we go. Arsenal on the attack here. Man, he's wanting that chip through ball. He's
Yeah,
proper wanting
badly.
that scoop
So
back.
badly.
Screaming.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because when Big Sam rocked up at Leeds, he was telling everyone, and I must admit, I did find it a bit funny. I'm sure he said it in jest, that he's as good.
Better than Pep. He said he's better than Pep. Better than.
No, I think he said he's as good as.
He didn't say that. He said these guys, they don't have any more. I think someone asked him, you know, going up against guys that have like such great football knowledge, like Klopp and Pep and these guys, and he said they don't have any more football knowledge than I do. Well, they're not demonstrably.
But it's the way you impart that knowledge.
Yeah, well, it's if you have it at all. To be fair, do you know what I mean?
Although. You've got to look at it logically.
I
Could
rate that.
Pep have gone into Leeds and kept them up? What do you think?
I read that, but also it's also deflection from his players. His players are getting a lot of heat. as
Yeah,
well.
they
Like,
were,
sometimes the
yeah.
manager comes in and
I thought it was
I'll
quite
take
funny.
it all off you lot, all the eyes off you lot, all the pressure off you lot. I'll take it, and he did that. Listen,
I thought it was quite funny. I
find it amusing.
I was
but
quite
rate that.
entertained because I could see it for what it was as well.
Yeah, I rate that.
But it is the kind of comment now that now they're going down. It's
Yeah,
going
it
to
looks
come back to
laughable,
bite
yeah,
them.
but-
But he don't care.
Yeah, he
It's
doesn't
a
bother.
Sam Allardyce will-
he gets a new job every bloody
Yeah.
season. He's all right.
Do you think he'll stay with them in the Championship?
Probably not, but he'll move on and find another club at some point.
Or will they even want him?
That's
Great
good.
football
Oh,
again.
Is the Sauce gone? Is he in? Is that Reece Nelson?
I wouldn't mind seeing kind of one of the youngsters come on, like is it Walters is
Walters
on the bench.
yeah.
Got Cozy
Never
Adebo on
mind
the bench.
them. What about Eddie and Smith Rowe?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I want to see.
Tierney?
I do want to see Smith Rowe. I feel like Tierney might be.
Don't they want a little cameo?
What has been everyone's?
It's 4-0 up. You're not going to.
I hear that. It's for the. Well, I still don't want to concede that. What's been everyone? Reece Waters, young centre back. That could be a risk. What's been everyone's surprise of the season? Let me start with Laurie. Have a little think, Laurie. But your surprise. What surprised you this season? Out of everything?
Surprise.
From
Well, I've got to be open and honest to
know
say
what?
that we challenged City for the title.
It's a big.
Listen, at the start of the season,
Fair.
I'm going to be honest, my aspiration was for
big
Arsenal to
surprise.
play Champions League football again. Even though sometimes I've been on record in the past as saying that sometimes Champions League football can be an excuse by certain clubs not to pursue real ambitions. But the fact that we've not been in the Champions League for so long, obviously this was the year, innit?
Yeah.
Eighth and fifth, you're thinking, right, you've got to do it this year. So for them to actually be challenging City up until the latter stages of the season was a very good achievement, and it did surprise me. So I've got to keep it real on that.
Before you go any further, I do want to give praise to Jorginho. I think Jorginho's been
That's what I said,
absolutely
yeah.
outstanding.
He has been.
Nick
Yeah.
said it.
I know you can't, sometimes you've got to be very
Outstanding.
careful. I think he's been outstanding today. I really do. I think the reason why we've gone
I
so...
think you
Oh, today. Sorry.
Yeah. I think he's defending, he's
been
nipping the
injured.
balls back. Again, it'll be interesting to see his stats, the ball winning stats,
Your
his,
retention, yeah,
all his passes, everything. You look at his performance today, everything's come through him. If you actually see the amount of penetrative balls that he's played forward, I don't know. I'm sure I would be surprised if he's lost a ball. I've been secretly watching him today, and he's been again, it's the last day of the season. Wolves aren't great, so cool. Like, I'm not going to go crazy. I think he's been absolutely class today.
It's interesting because you can say that about a lot of players in this game. I can't see anyone. I think Jorginho has been outstanding in this performance today. But if you look at the whole team, there's not someone I could be like he's having a really bad game today because
Odegaard's had a
Wolves
better
are
game than him.
Odegaard's been sensational.
No,
yeah, but
I
Did you say Odegaard's had a bad game?
Better.
But I think
Oh.
the thing is, the two things are, firstly, people can't give, people, were skeptical and worried about Jorginho. You sometimes have to, even me sometimes, I'm harsh on certain players. But when they play well, you have to give them
Oh, look,
more
Jesus.
props.
Jesus, good running.
yeah.
And I also think when you look at the performance of Jorginho, it's underhand very good. Whereas Jorginho, it's obvious. I mean, but with Odegaard, it's obvious because he's the further forward player. He's the one that's going to make the pass before the goal or whatever it is. So I just think Jorginho's been very good today. I really do. I think he's marshalling the players to the right position and he's winning the ball back. I haven't seen him really lose the ball. I think he's been very good. And look, nipping the ball. Look. Okay, he didn't get it. No,
That's what he lacks. He lacks that in physicality, but
he's back.
his ability to read the game is very good.
Like he looked like that was good. That was good play. Okay, fine. He didn't actually get the ball, which isn't the greatest, but you've got to give him credit, man.
This is the thing of him. His ability to read the game, be in the right position, is very, very good. He doesn't have the physicality of some other players to actually necessarily win that ball and dominate. Oh, and here we go. We see Vieira and Smith Rowe coming on.
Okay, before they do...
And a big clap for Granit Xhaka as he goes off.
Yeah, it'd be a big applaud and big up Granit Xhaka. This could be goodbye. I also wanted to see, before we head over to James and the information station to deliver some stats, let me just see his reaction as he walks off the pitch. Any waves of good... Just clapping, the fans. I just want to just see this. I know they're going to do something after the end of the game. I want to see Xhaka. I love that he scores, but I want to see...
They're showing us his goals right now.
They're showing us his goals. I'd rather have seen his reaction to him going to the bench, but I'm sure after... Oh,
no, that's El
second
Neni,
celebration.
El Neni.
Why would you not show the clap though? That's stupid.
I know, that's mad. Like, the main... We want to... Oh.
No, that's stupid though. You should have showed like the whole coming off.
The whole
like,
bit before
this. Yeah, you could have done it.
The fact that all the subs
are standing up, clapping him and
that
stuff.
tells you everything, you know.
Yeah.
All right, let me head over to James at information station because he was listening to the commentary and give some of the stats that we was asking for earlier. Off we go.
Yeah, we've got Granit Xhaka was ringing around the stadium, so he got a good send off. Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira have come on as well, so they're getting some. They're getting 20 minutes of football, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. On Jorginho, let me just go through some stats because Lee's not wrong. He's definitely ranking up there for some of the stats. Let me just go through it. He's seen the ball the third most of any Arsenal player. He's second only to Martin Odegaard for passes in the attacking third. There were some good defensive stats as well. Let me just have a little look. Fifth for ball recoveries, but that's not bad because he's on 4 and Gabriel the most is on 5. So him, Partey, Kiwior, all on the same amount with Odegaard and Gabriel at the top, and he's got the most tackles as well. Attempted 5, won the ball back 3 times. So yep, Jorginho's having a very, very good game in there, doing his thing, as are Arsenal, hence the subs where it's time to give some minutes to other players.
That's it, it's still 4-0, 76 minutes. I'll ask you guys the biggest surprise of the season. Is everyone kind of with Laurie there on challenging for Man City, or is there other surprises? Give us something. What surprise? There must be loads.
None of these guys saw that coming, so if they tell you that, they're lying.
No, okay.
I'll tell you straight away. I predicted us to finish second, so I'm not that phased. My biggest surprise, 110%, is Odegaard getting the amount of goals.
Fair.
That is for sure.
Fair.
I thought Martinelli could have exploded a little bit, which he did.
Yeah, he did.
So that was a shock, but it wasn't as shocking. But I think Odegaard getting 15 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not see that at all. I didn't think he had that in his locker. So that's probably my biggest surprise. And you know what? I'm also going to say the way.
Oh, he's won the ball back again.
Play him.
No, he's going to shoot.
True.
Oh, it's a great tackle.
That's
That's an insanely good tackle.
It's a great challenge. Trossard here on the ball, in the box.
It's a good cross.
Yeah,
no one
I think my
quite in the
other
right
big surprise is Saliba, how good he's been.
Yeah.
I think he's shown to be one of the, not the best Premier League defender in the league right now, but one of, if not top 3. I think he's that good. So yeah, I think those are 2 of my biggest surprises. I didn't think he would have been as good as that. So yeah, I think those are my 2. The 15 goals from Odegaard, and the other one, which I can't remember now.
15 goals from Odegaard, and you said about Saliba being
Saliba
surprised
being so
how
good,
good of quality he had in this Arsenal side when he was here. Nick, any more surprises that you just didn't really see coming this season from Arsenal?
For me, possibly. He's put it in. It's a goal.
From Arsenal.
It's a goal. Is that Kiwior? It's Kiwior.
That was a
Yeah, what a goal! What a goal!
Out of the top 4 keepers, he's the best keeper.
You can shake your head all you want. He still is. He still is. He's still a top. He's still a top keeper.
To that notion ananyway.
Jose Sarr's still a very good keeper, but that is an absolute howler. That is a real howler.
Nick.
No.
That is.
But to be fair, he's done it twice today as well. To be fair, because he did it with the Granit Xhaka one as well.
Is that handball?
I think they're going to check that.
Did that come off his hand?
I think they're going to check it.
Who's had one of our players?
Yeah, ESR. Did that come off ESR?
No,
it's
it's
side.
chest.
It's his body. It's his side.
Quick note as well, with Vieira and Smith Rowe coming on, it looks like Vieira's going to go into the 10 and Smith Rowe is going to be tried out for the next 10-15 minutes in the 8 position. So we'll see how he does with that and look at his transition game. And yeah, Kiwior 5-0 for Arsenal.
What are they waiting for?
They must be. They must do. I think they check everything, but they must.
Don't
want
to concede Arsenal.
Oh, no,
he's taking off Kiwior because Kiwior looks like he's walking off.
Yeah, it looked like Kiwior was coming off there.
Yeah,
he is coming off.
What's going on there?
So Kiwior's just scored.
Okay,
and he's coming off.
I was going to say, James, you better do up some. I need to know what's going on
That's
here.
interesting. Okay, so here comes Tierney now.
Listen, mate, me and you could come on against Wolves. It wouldn't.
I mean, I might be at the Emirates on Tuesday. So
That's weird as well. That's his last touch.
And Trossard it's Trossard that come off, so it's going to be Jesus wide on the left.
Yeah, that's correct. Eddie
And
up top.
Nketiah. Yeah. Okay, so we're
Where's
seeing the
Fabio
changes.
Vieira playing? What position? Where is he?
Vieira's probably going to go in the 10. Or no, he looks like he's in the 8.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Vieira's in the 8 and Smith Rowe's in the 10.
Oh, Bournemouth are in. Oh.
Nick, surprise of the season.
Surprise of the season for
what
me.
was
I know it didn't come to what we wanted it to come to, but how we operated in the January transfer market was a big surprise. Do you know what I mean? We had areas that we needed to address to keep the title push sustained, and we did that. And both the players that have come in have been, Laurie's not overly impressed with Jorginho, but Leon.
Come on, stop it.
You
Stop
just
it.
said you're not overly. You literally said that.
No, but you're presenting that in a way that
I'm not presenting in any way. I was just
you
gonna
are,
say.
you
I was just gonna
are.
say.
I know
Lee and I are
exactly.
impressed with Jorginho.
You singled that
Oh,
comment
my
out. You're trying
goodness.
to
Very sensitive.
very devious what you've just done
Okay.
there.
So yeah. Okay. Because I was going to say Arsenal fans generally are pretty impressed with what Jorginho
No,
has
I
done.
appreciate what he's doing. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So yeah. So anyway, you know what?
Yeah. So
We as
come
a
on.
fan base are pretty happy with Jorginho and
I'm happy with
Trossard.
his contribution.
I just said that.
I think I said something that Lee was saying. We think we both agreed on that. If we're going to challenge on the two fronts,
Yeah.
we need an upgrade from people like Jorginho.
For sure, but for what we
But
did in
now
the January transfer window, in January, to go and get a Champions League winning centre mid and to go and get Trossard, and just making sure that we were capitalising on different situations like Trossard's falling out with the team at Brighton. That's the kind of shrewd, I'm not going to call it ruthless, because ruthless would have been like 100 million for Mudryk or whatever. Yeah, exactly. But that kind of shrewd plan B is not something that we typically associate with Arsenal. And if we keep operating in that kind of way, then, I'm confident that what we can do in the transfer window this summer.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to, I wonder if every single one of our outfield players scored a goal. I don't know if Tierney has.
Has Smith Rowe scored this season?
No, you mean out of the normal? I'm sure it was out of the normal.
Out of our normal starting 11, I think everyone scored.
I think everyone has. But what I'm just trying to figure out.
Because it wouldn't be everyone, but it would be.
That's played. That's played.
Oh.
Tierney, I don't believe has scored, but has everyone else scored for Arsenal?
Has Smith Rowe scored?
I think he scored this season.
Yeah,
That's
Smith Rowe
something.
scored this season.
That's something for Mr. James to be. He'll be sure checking.
Yeah,
I'm
has
sure.
ESR scored for us this season?
I don't think he has.
I don't think he has either.
Because Kiwi's just scored, so that means I'm sure we've got like.
Jorginho has. Yeah,
I
I'm
wouldn't
thinking
be
of all the new
surprised if-
Trossard. I'm thinking of all the new people.
If
that come
we've
in,
got like, I don't know,
All our defenders have scored.
20 different
Yeah, all of
scorers in the league, or like in this team.
which is again is an amazing
It's crazy
achievement.
when
It's
you
an
think
amazing
about it,
achievement.
right? Like Ben White scored 2 goals.
That's poor from Thomas
saw someone- I
Partey.
saw
Really
s-
poor from
Oh
Partey
my
there.
God. I saw someone talk about Bukayo Saka breaking a record as well. It was a super chat. Sorry, I missed it. But we'll have to see it when it comes back up. Quickly, guys, we're going to move away from Arsenal. Coming in its last 10 minutes of the game. Most overrated and underrated player in the whole of Premier League this season. It doesn't have to be Arsenal, but let's do overrated first. Who's overrated? I love these sort of questions. I just want to know who's the most overrated player this season.
Overrated.
Sol Campbell in attendance.
I would say
This is a tough one, by the way.
Van Dijk this season. He's been overrated.
Swear.
Van Dijk.
Well, people are really rating him this season, though.
Nah, Van Dijk or
Could be 6, eh?
Hold on.
It's a great
Oh,
pass. That was
Eddie?
a great
Reece.
pass.
That's Eddie.
Oh yeah,
That's Eddie's bread and butter. That's supposed to be his team, though. That's supposed to be his...
Stuff like that's why he's got to
You
get
know who's
moved on.
shouting in the stadium right now? Who's shouting at Eddie right
Turkish.
now? Turkish.
Turkish.
That's a
Eddie,
great,
man.
that's a
To be
great
fair,
pass from
that
Reece
is
Nelson.
that is what he's tap-ins. That's his.
But
that's
not just if he doesn't score, he doesn't score. But to not get it on target is criminal.
He didn't touch it.
But he didn't get there. To be fair.
To not get there is
That's a
criminal.
great ball by
Yeah,
by
from
Reece as
Nelson.
well,
Yeah,
man.
to not be getting there is criminal to me.
But this is the reason why you can probably say he needs to be shipped out now.
I think so for sure. I think we're at the end of this.
But I don't know why everyone believes where he's going, because I don't believe he's going anywhere. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Overrated. You said the name. They said Van Dijk,
Fabinho as well.
Fabinho. Okay, I hear that. Van Dijk, I do hear actually. To be fair, Laurie or Nick.
Sorry. I've got quite a few.
Yeah, really. Normal people find this question difficult.
João Felix.
Poor. People. But
Nah.
he's been alright for Chelsea though.
Alright, listen. Havertz.
Havertz, I'll give you
Havertz
that. But
overrated.
Felix, I'm not going to give you because
what's his
Felix has been alright.
Koulibaly.
Mason
Oh
Mount.
He
my
stinks.
goodness. But why I'm going to allow Mason is because he hasn't played all season.
Yeah.
But Koulibaly, been stinky, overrated. Yeah, I'll probably stick with those.
Okay. Laurie or Nick, any overrated players that you've been hearing that they
Well,
love?
when you consider
saw
the
Pickford.
fanfare that accompanied him when he came to the Premier League, I mean, we were interested in him and he's been absolutely trash. That's not to say he won't be a good player, though.
No,
That's
'cause he
Mudryk.
seems like
It's
a
got
good
to be
player.
Mudryk, man.
Mudryk, yeah, overrated. To be fair.
Yeah, because you remember when he came, we were seeing all these flashes of stuff
Yeah.
he'd done, and
I'll
everyone
give
was
you that.
talking about he's going to be the next big thing. We were in the hunt to sign him, and I remember when we lost out to him.
The meltdown.
Yeah, man, there was a big meltdown, and then
You were the one having the meltdown.
I didn't have a meltdown.
I mean, you were arguing it on DR Sports.
No, I didn't have a meltdown.
You were unhappy at least.
I was unhappy because if you remember, we'd gone for João Felix as well. We
Yeah,
didn't
I was-
get him, so I was disappointed
Yeah.
because clearly we did want him. And I'm not saying that he's a rubbish player because I've seen flashes, but I think overall,
I want to shout you out as well. You said you could be 5 or 6, and it's been 5.
Yeah, big up Laurie. Fabio Vieira just got bounced.
I thought every time you're on, we lose.
well, that's according to some people.
Jules did say in the comments, they said Van Dijk's barely played this season. How you calling him overrated?
Van Dijk's an excellent player. I don't know where my man's going with that.
Nah, he's been absolutely horrible this season. When
He's
you
not
watch-
had a good season, but I don't think.
Yeah, I don't
you
think that makes him overrated.
I don't think you can
I think-
use the fact that he's had a
Havertz is a
less
good-
than
is a good
stellar
shout.
season to suddenly start writing him off.
No, because my idea is if you rate a player as highly as he is and he's played so poorly, then he's now, I think he's now, people are still putting him in a position that he doesn't need to be spoken about. So I'm going to think that he's overrated.
Yeah. Okay, so you've gone Mudryk, you've gone.
Oh, got Mudryk, yeah.
Right, Nick, give me
I know he's not played that much, yeah, but Jadon Sancho, because he gets so much grace and excuses made for him. Great winning the ball back for Reece Nelson, but he gets so many excuses made for him. He gets so many. But remember, look at his days at Germany. Look at this will be 2 years he's been in this.
Oh,
Look at that physicality there
Partey's
from
strong,
Partey.
yeah.
Yeah, proper.
Does that in the midfield for us as well.
that's good, boy.
Here we go. Can you find that final ball now? That ball is
Pushed
is
him out too wide.
bruv. Yeah, but.
It's not good for Van
It's
Dijk.
recoverable, though.
And this is what
Running.
Fabio does. He hides. Look,
made
get
us
back,
good, though.
drop back in, and receive that ball. He's moving away again.
Yeah,
Drop back in and
Jorginho.
receive that ball. Unlucky. He hides too much in games and doesn't want the ball, and he's not willing. None of us think Erdegaard
I
is
don't think you can accuse him of that. Well, hiding from
He's
Wolves.
hiding from the
No,
ball.
he's not.
He's hiding from the ball.
Wolves.
What are you talking about? Hiding from Wolves? What are you talking about? What else are you
Hiding
talking
from
about?
the ball against Wolves. I mean, what? Like,
I
we're 5-0 up.
literally don't know what point you're making.
I don't
As a
know what
number
point you're
10,
making, bro.
as-
No, what Laurie's saying is,
Yeah.
How can you
why would
accuse?
he? Why would
Yeah,
he
why
hide
would he do that?
in a
Big man,
game
my
like
name's not
today?
Fabio Vieira. Ask him.
No,
What I'm saying,
I'm
what I'm
not
saying is,
saying-
as
I'm only
a
saying what
10,
Laurie say. I'm saying
as
what
a
Laurie
10, what Erdegaard does and what good number 10s do is drop in and demand the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. After he offloads the ball, he just sits back. He's not demanding the ball. He doesn't want. There's no point in that phase of play where he wants the ball back. Jorginho's going to have a wild shot from 20 yards out. He's in the box, and when he's got people, he doesn't want any physicality. So he doesn't call for the ball and say, "Here, I'll take it. I want it." At no point, we'll see for the next 5 minutes, there'll be no point. The only time he'll call for the ball is when there's no one around him. He will not want the ball in any tight spaces.
Okay, all right, I'll look out for that.
100%.
Brentford has scored. It's 1-0 to Brentford. Which I've just heard in my.
Oh, against City, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that in the comments as well, but I didn't know. If
So how many
people
points are
were
we
trolling.
behind them now? 5. Oh no, because the optics.
no, of course.
No, the optics were. Oh, we don't want to finish all like 9, 10 points behind. So now it's good. Like it looks a bit better. We finished 5 points behind them. which
Still
is-
annoying. It's still. You're
No,
right.
it is annoying, but
Yeah,
I'd rather take that than take.
Yeah, so would I. Then what man
9,
saying 10
yeah,
points
yeah,
clear.
8
It doesn't matter. Anyway.
I'll
No, it
tell you who's.
doesn't matter.
Sorry to cut you. Someone just puts in the head who I think is overrated. Thiago's overrated. He's insanely good from Liverpool. He's insanely
Oh, I think
technical.
from Chelsea said he's been.
He's insanely good. He's insanely technical, and he's an unbelievable technical player. But in games, because of his style of play, he doesn't actually take a game by the scruff of the neck and go and doof it because he is such a technician.
He's a luxury.
He's a real luxury player. Do you know what I mean? And I know my Liverpool fan friends absolutely love him, but he doesn't do enough. He just doesn't do enough.
Okay, let me just quickly head over to James at Information Station. He has an update for us before this will be the last time I cut into him. But James B, Talk to me.
Bournemouth still 1-0 down at Everton, but they're giving it their all, to be fair. Everton are having to work for this, even though Bournemouth don't really have a dog in the fight. They are going for it. 88 minutes on the clock there. And I just wanted to touch on what Gooner Lee was saying there. I completely agree with him. Look, Man City have won the title. It doesn't matter if you finish one. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, ultimately, they're the winners and we get nothing, whether you're a point behind them or 20 points behind them. But I think the bigger point is that this season, Arsenal haven't been 10, 15 points worse than Man City. At one point, it looked like we might end 10 or so points or more behind them if we didn't do our job against Wolves, and if they went and beat Brighton and Brentford this weekend like we thought this week like we thought they would. I'm starting to talk, apologies. But because they drew at Brighton and now they're 1-0 down at Brentford, they're on 89 points, we're on 84. Yes, you don't get anything for it, but I think the reflection on the season is, and I know that they've been resting players, I know they've sort of played, nonsense 11s in the last 2 games, I hear that. But you think of the goal we had disallowed against Brentford. You think of just some of the really silly performances we put in at times, or silly drop points. I think the table is fairer, 5 points behind them, than what it looked like it could be. Does it mean anything? Absolutely not. But you know what? Oh well. And I hear what Gooner Lee's saying. But anyway, into the final few minutes. Back to the rest of the game. Last 4 minutes or so of Arsenal's season. They're 5-0 up against Wolves, and they've been totally comfortable and brilliant today, giving the fans a good send off. Back to Cecil.
Yeah, that's what he's following. Listen, do you know what? Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed this. I feel like the mood here it's been fine. It's been good. I know everyone's relaxed. It's hot outside. It's hot in here as well. But I actually wanted to see this. This is exactly what I asked for.
Yeah.
So I can't say anything bad about Arsenal today. We've got 4 minutes at a time. It's 5-0. We haven't conceded. I know there's still time. I pray we don't, because that will actually rattle me a little bit. City are on course to dropping points. I'm going to be able to enjoy match of the day tonight. Everything, this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. May it continue. Hopefully City do lose. I saw someone in the comments say it's not a bottling if you're losing to City by a certain amount of points. I know some people have different disagreements to that, but it's better than, like Lee mentioned, James mentioned, them running away with it 10 points, 9 points in front. And it's nice to go out. As much as I do question where this was against some other clubs of recent weeks, like the Brightons, like the Nottingham Foresters, but
oh my God, what's just happened here?
Jorginho's got the ball.
Yo, he
smacked
got
in his back.
licked in his head with that ball, mate.
Raw.
Aye, that is funny as hell, mate.
They've given 10 minutes at a time in a Bournemouth-Everton game. 10 minutes at...
Oh my God.
Why did he lick him in the head like that?
I don't know why he did that.
No, he's putting his hands up like he didn't mean that, but that can daze you on a hot day for a minute.
That definitely would hurt.
Jeez.
Who's been your lot's man of the match?
Odegaard, yeah.
Odegaard for me.
Yeah.
That was quite quick for everyone. Who was the goal scorer?
Oh, you could say Xhaka.
Give me some,
with
yeah, I was
2
saying,
goals.
Xhaka's not a bad shot.
Giving it, it's going away present. Give it to Xhaka.
Oh, you're not giving him anything. Like, you're not going to go, yo, this is your...
That's my little parting gift for him, the man of the match award. Yeah,
Hopefully he's watching, man. Hopefully he says...
yeah, I'm going for Xhaka.
Xhaka? I'm going
Still Odegaard. I know Saka got his 2 goals. He did really well early on. But for the whole game, away from goals, everything, it's got to be Odegaard.
Goals win games, my friend, and Xhaka got the first 2.
And Odegaard created the goals.
as a part of it.
Yeah, but you got to take it.
Who's your being playing match?
I'm tossing up between Jorginho as well, you know. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm looking at him. I think he's been very
Why are
good.
you saying stop it? He's had a good performance.
I think he's had a really
Yeah, because
good
it's obvious
performance.
who the 2 front runners
No,
are.
I think it's...
Lee's doing what Lee does. Trust me, I've sat
What?
next to him long
Oh
enough.
my God.
All people to say he's doing what he does.
Why
I love that Laurie.
Why on God's green earth would I pick Jorginho of all people? I think he's had a very good game. I don't know, but I would say probably Xhaka. But I was tossing up between Xhaka and Jorginho. I think he's been very good. I really do.
It's been a great game, man.
I don't
I'll be
know.
honest. Oh, Raw Water's stripping off to come on.
Maybe I'm being extra here. I don't know.
Hold on. Raw Water, go on. It's just 30 seconds left.
yeah.
but
Coming on the pitch, man.
He might be.
But the ball ain't even going to get out before that happens.
No, but they're going to add on the time for
What
it
I
to
would
go
say
down.
though is I'm already looking forward to next season to seeing
Well, the crowd seem like that as well. yeah.
signings. And
I can't wait for you in your new kit as well, man.
Yep, you'll see
Your
that.
home kit as well.
Maybe not the
No,
home
the
kit.
away kit. I can't. Are you really going to get the away kit? The new one? Laurie.
Not the kit, the top.
Yeah,
Full kit one.
Yeah. I don't want it both. If you turn up in short socks, and I didn't expect that. I meant the top.
I might get both.
What, both tops?
Have you seen the third kit? The third kit is banging.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Show me that on your phone.
Yeah, it's nice. Come on, Bournemouth, man. Relegate Everton.
Forget.
Oh, look, here we go. Eddie's in.
The defenders missed the ball. Eddie's going in. He's taken that right down the line, though. It
Corner.
wasn't a bad cross, to be fair.
Oh, they're angry.
It wasn't a bad
What are you
cross.
showing me man's belly for?
That's the top, though, isn't it?
Coming from
Certain man
James.
shouldn't wear these tops in.
I said ignore the model, but just look at the top. Coming from James. Coming from James B. This is the most goals Arsenal scored in the season. 88 goals.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
That
I
is-
just want to know the different goal scorers, though.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, that's a tactical insight sort of thing. Have we scored the most players or different players to be goal scorers this season?
Rob McTarget said, Laurie is frigging clueless. Xhaka lover.
What, because I said Xhaka's man of the match, he's calling me clueless? Okay, fair enough.
He's on the wine. He's on the wine. He's on the wine.
Oh, right.
He's on. Yeah, he probably did comment that, but he's on. He's
No, somebody did that.
Yeah, I believe someone commented, but he's just on the wind up.
Reece Nelson.
Is this the last kick of the game?
Yeah. Yeah, that's been the whistle there.
Is that it? That's it?
That's it.
Well
That's
done.
it. It's the last. That's it.
And with
That's
that,
it.
the
The
season
season's
is
done.
over. Season's done.
The end of the 2022-2023 season completed. They've got their camera on Granit Xhaka. Martinelli's left his box area, come down to the players, which is good. He's probably going to do the lap around. Wolves.
That's the closest you've got to Jesus Olga, and you've got the cheek to be asking the man for his shirt. You should be ashamed of yourself.
In fairness, I think that was Tosi who got subbed on.
Wolves are a disgrace.
Yeah, the family are there.
Why are they
sound
a
like
disgrace?
tired Wolves are a disgrace.
Why are they a disgrace?
It's a 5-0 win to Arsenal. It's been a superb game. We kind of given our man of the match.
Superb
thoughts.
game.
Has been a
It's been a superb performance from us.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3-0, yeah. That. But the Wolves were poor.
Yeah, Wolves were poor, but for me, I've enjoyed it.
Were they poor or were they made to look poor by an
care about them.
unbelievable Arsenal
I
team?
care about Arsenal, and it's been a good performance, a great performance from them. It's
I
exactly
just don't
what
think that
wanted.
they put the effort in, Wolves.
Who
They
Wolves?
matter. You got to beat who's in front of you.
Exactly that.
what it
Exactly
is.
that. It's what we've missed in the last couple of weeks. We've done it today. I will say thank you to my esteemed panel that have joined me today. Summer is amongst us.
Listen.
Season is done. It is mad.
That's your boy Jose Sarr. You should have done better with that as well.
I know. I said that. I said earlier.
I do want to just get your last thoughts on the season as a whole. Just quickly, I probably will ask you as well, and your fan, but let me ask you, Nick, quickly your season as a whole, quickly, briefly, little sum up.
6 out of 10. Overachieved in the league, but underachieved in the cups. But a big platform to build on for next season.
Leo, Laurie, who wants to go first?
6 out of 10.
That is harsh as well, I thought as well, but let's, scoring.
I'm going to go 7. I do agree with you. The cup competitions have been disappointing. Especially, I've got to be honest, man, going out to Sporting Lisbon was a bit of a disappointment for me because I think, no disrespect to Sporting Lisbon, that's a team that we should be beating at that stage of the competition. In the FA Cup, we went out to City, League Cup. A lot of people don't really place too much value on that. We went out to Brighton at home. When I look at the league campaign, for a while it was excellent, wasn't it? But we kind of fell away quite disappointingly. But even so, we achieved our ambition at the start of the season to qualify for the Champions League. And we did push City up until around, March, April?
Yep.
So, yeah, 7 out of 10 for me.
Lee, final words on your score on the season?
Fair play to Xhaka. Look, 100%, we spoke about it earlier, but credit to him. And I'm going to go 8 out of 10.
8?
That's what I would have went as well.
I think when you look at the cup competitions, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. I will say that, but I think the Europa League, I just think it was a bad game, and I don't feel like we didn't try and win the game. I just thought that it was just more.
Don't forget the Europa League. Sorry to.
That's what I just said.
It's over
Europa
2
League.
legs.
2 legs, yeah.
Okay, fine, but look, it happened. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that.
Well, you know it happened.
But yeah, but my point is that with the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, I think we tried to come out of it. With the Europa League, we didn't. It happened, but I don't think we tried to come out of it. Whereas with the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, we clearly did. I think the league, I don't think that you can. That would have been a 9 out of 10, at least a 10 out of 10, if we, had followed through. Finishing 5 points behind an alien team, probably other than this team, the 08-09 team, Man United with Berbatov, Ronaldo, Rooney, and Tevez. This is probably one of the best teams ever in the Premier League. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it's been a disaster in the league. It hasn't. It's been annoying and disappointing, but no, I'm not. We've seen some real progress. I think you have to also add in the fans and how we feel about the team. So yeah, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I'm not going to deduct too many points about a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup, because in truth, would we have cared if we won it? No, we're sick of winning the FA Cup now. We're sick of winning the Carabao Cup.
I'm not.
Careful. We want to win some trophies.
No, we do. But because we've done that, Man United, the way Man United feel this season is because they haven't won nothing for 5 years, I believe. So they felt they had to win something.
Yeah, but there'll be a lot of people out there saying that United had a better season.
Okay, fine, it doesn't matter.
Especially if they win the FA Cup.
I don't care about that. What I'm saying to you is, yes, they may have had a better season than us in their eyes, but I'm saying because we've had a sustained title challenge, as well as we got to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. I think the football we've played, it's not just about what we've done. I think it's all encompassing.
It's
the football we've played, the first 19 games, we were on course for the highest amount of points ever in the Premier League. So look, overall, I'm going to say at least an 8 out of 10. And I can't go to a 9 because we've come out of 2.
Yeah, of course.
And the way we bottled it at the end.
But could I just pick you up on something you said there? So if you're going to say 8 out of 10 for the league campaign, then fine.
No, 8 out of 10 overall. It would have been a 10.
Yeah, I know, and that's where I slightly disagree with you, because let's be honest, man, we were poor in the cups. We got smashed by Brighton at home, we got smashed by City in the FA Cup, and we went out disappointingly to Sporting Lisbon, a team that, let's be honest, we should be beating. So,
okay.
But that's my opinion.
Okay, well listen, guys, I want to end it there. I want to thank you all that have joined us over this whole season. It's been a season of roller coaster. Like a season of roller coasters. We've been up, down, left, right, diagonal. There's been crazy scorelines. There's been emotions everywhere. So thank you all that have joined us and been involved in AFTV throughout the season and following the club. It's been a good one. I've enjoyed it a lot, and I'm sure you guys have as well. It's a shame we didn't end up lifting the Premier League trophy, but that is it for the end of the season. A 5-0 win against Wolves. Thank you all for joining us. Obviously, a big thank you to NordVPN. Remember, you can save money on your travels by shopping locally in your chosen destination. You just have to change your location in the app. There are over 5,000 servers to choose from. Thanks to NordVPN again for powering this ultimate Arsenal fan match experience here on AFTV throughout the season. Use code AFTV at the checkout or click the link below to visit nordvpn.com/AFTV for an AFTV special. Big up everyone. I love you all. Take care and tune to the content coming your way following this match day live. Take care, people. Peace.
I'm trying to access this video and it's doing my nutting, Robbie. Really? Yes. I can't believe what's happening here. It's getting right on my nerves. It's so pathetic. I can't believe it.
I like umbrellas.
It all comes together to score you that perfect fresh content.
It's making me red. It's making me see red.
Basically, you want me to go like...
And I won't be tagged to anywhere, and I can save money on when sake.
So how do I know when he's finished moaning? Alright, okay. Should we do... All right.
This is absolutely brilliant.